I'm home. Mic check. Mic check. Not doing a not doing a dreaded conservative show tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. 'Cause I got a show planned. Pretty much. After I eat this food, I'll finish putting it all together. We're gonna dig into flat Earth tomorrow because it's over. No more flat Earth. Tonight, I'm just chilling. I just got home. Gonna relax and kick it. All right, dude. What's up with my computer? Something's wrong with my computer. Oh, you know what? Am I hooked to the internet? Yeah. I need to restart it. Eating some salad, puffing on some salad. I still gotta build this Millennium Falcon. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep, but I need to get back on my sleep schedule. Get my sleep schedule back to normal because I've been sleeping like a normal person for the past week. I need to get back to sleeping during the day and staying awake at night. I got some cool gifts, man. My brother Ben got me a mic boom. My grandma and my aunt gave me money, and I ordered the Shure SM7B microphone. No, MV7 Plus, not the SM7B. That one's like $400. I got the MV7 Plus, the new one. It's the mic that Andrew Wilson has, except the newer model. He's got the MV7. I ordered that MV7 Plus, a new boom, a nice boom, not like this janky boom that I have. And I got the Lego set. I got a Strong's Concordance, a big old nice deluxe Strong's Concordance for the Bible. Thing's sick. It's a nice book. I got a Stephen King book. I got a nice pair of Nikes. But all that stuff Ben had to ship it to me because I couldn't bring it all on the plane. Well, the mic hasn't got here yet. I just ordered the mic and the interface today. We'll have a new interface and a new mic soon. It's gonna be nice. While I was out there, I got my Osmo and my DJI mic figured out. I figured out how to use it with my phone and connect it to the phone and all that stuff. I think I have most of tomorrow's show put together already. I have all the folders made. I just have to get a thumbnail and memes. Tomorrow's New Year. I think Shane's gonna come over with some Jameson, and then I need to cut back on the drinking. I've been drinking too much this week. Eating and drinking, I'm getting fat this holiday season. Why free will made us atheists? What the heck? Gotta do some of this flatter stuff. There's all kinds of plane accidents, airport shootings. I was a little nervous on the plane. What's up, Echo? What you doing, buddy? Okay, I need all the Bible verses that reference flat Earth. There's Isaiah, there's Psalms, there's Genesis, there's. Who's that? Oh, I was like, where the heck is that sound coming from? I thought it was Discord. It's a video that I turned on. 15 Bible verses about the flat Earth. Isaiah 40:22. He sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and its people are like grasshoppers. Told you guys. Told you the next sentence after the circle of the earth is people are grasshoppers. I don't have my Strong's concordance yet. It's gonna get here on Tuesday, but I could look up these words in the interlinear has been interpreted by some as indicating a flat circular earth. However, others argue it can also be interpreted as a sphere or simply a reference to the horizon. Is the circle of earth is the horizon. When you spin in a circle and you look around you, that's the horizon. Job 26:10, he marks out the horizon on the face of the waters for a boundary between light and darkness. This passage describes the horizon, which some flat earth proponents argue supports their view, although it can also describe the curvature of the earth. I don't think it's describing either. I think Job is very. Was this Job 26? The whole center of Job is poetry. The whole middle chunk. Only the beginning and the end of Job are narrative. Um, and that's not at the beginning or the end. Revelation 7:1. After this, I saw four angels standing at the four corners of the earth. I wonder if they have the pillars. He who sits in the circle of the earth are like grasshoppers. Already said that. So we have the four corners. Um, Revelation 7:1. Psalm 104:5. He set the earth on its foundation so that it should never be moved. So that's the non moving foundation. Now, that says nothing about the shape of the earth. Well, they would say the foundations are like pillars. I think there's another verse that says pillars. Maybe another translation. What's up, Caldy? Tremble before him all the earth. Yes, the world is established; it shall never be moved. This is a solid and unmoving. He stretches out the north over the void and hangs the earth on nothing. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. Oh, so they argue with Matthew 4:8 that since they were on a high mountain, they were able to see the entire every kingdom in the world. But you don't know that the devil's not showing him like a vision. Or it's the only king or is the only kingdoms that matter. Matthew 4:8. Psalm 93:1. The Lord reigns, he is robed in majesty. The Lord is robed, he has put all his strength as his belt. Yes, the world is established, it shall never be moved. See, there's a lot of verses that say that the world is unmoving, but like that could be like solid. You're like uh immovable doesn't necessarily mean that you don't move. It's more like stable. Hold on, I gotta eat this dang salad. I don't know what's up with my freaking computer. It's going super slow. What the heck is this? They're already saying that the Antarctica was green screen. Feathered dinosaurs never existed. I believe it. Bro, why is my computer like this? What's going on? What's going on? What's up, computer? It's going super slow. Are you in a flat earth debate? No. Nope, I'm just going to talk about it tomorrow because I've never done. I've talked about flat earth on my show before, but never done a deep dive. I'm going to do the deep dive tomorrow because the final experiment happened and it's over. So we're going to talk about the final experiment. We're going to talk about how dumb flat earth is and how the debate is over. No more debate to be had. Why? See it? How it's buffering? I don't know what's going on. We have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. This guy's like a multi-millionaire pastor. They actually crowdsourced most of the people who went, and it only ended up being I think 4 and 4, 4 flat earthers and 4 globe earthers. It was supposed to be 12 and 12, but none of the big flat earthers would go, and all the globe earthers are like, dude, we really don't need to see this. Like we can pull up a YouTube video of this. We don't need to go all the way to Antarctica for this. But 4 and 4 is good. But Eric Too Gay should have went. Eric Dubay, Eric Too Gay, he should have been there for sure. Pussy. Eric Dubay's a puss. Little doing yoga master, atheist, new age hippie. it's so dumb. It's like they misremember what they learned in 5th grade, that water forms to the shape of whatever container it's in. And they like extrapolated that out. And they're like, water must always have a container. The container is the countries, continents, dang islands. Water has to have a container. It's a great argument, flat earthers. You guys are rocket scientists. Well, not so much. Well, one guy tried to build a rocket and blew himself up. That's commitment. Mm. You can't hear the thing. Caldy, you gotta tell me. I didn't know you couldn't hear it. Why can't you hear it? Hmm. Speaker, headphone. See, why does YouTube keep buffering like that? The video that I'm playing. I don't know what's going on.
Flat Earth. If they say that flat Earth does not make predictions, that is because making accurate and testable predictions based on a flat Earth is impossible because a flat Earth does not exist. You cannot make and test predictions based on something that is not real. Maps of the globe exist because the globe exists. The entire globe model exists because the globe
Right.
exists. Countless
Dude, if the world was flat, people who use maps the most would have never made a round world. It's so much more complicated to make a globe than just making a map. They would have always just made maps. Why would somebody make a globe? Unless they're like, you know what we realize? This map thing doesn't work that great. Missing a bunch of chunks because the world's round. Continents aren't the right size. Even on the globe, they're not very accurate with the size of continents sometimes.
globe predictions come true every day, and countless future globe predictions will continue to happen exactly as predicted because the globe exists. If a flat earther tells you that there is no accurate flat earth map and there is no working flat earth model and that they don't make predictions, that is an implicit admission that a flat earth does not exist. Because you can map things that exist, you can model things that exist, and you can make very specific predictions that come true based on something that actually exists and is testable. I created the final experiment to give both sides, flat earth and globe, an equal opportunity to prove their side. Only the globe side returned with evidence supporting their position. The globe side returned with tons of concrete evidence that both accurately matches the globe model and also falsifies flat Earth. This brings us to the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. A 24-hour sun is a sun that is visible in the sky all day and never sets. It's visible in the sky all 24 hours. Flat Earthers said for almost a decade that there was not a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They were wrong. Flat Earthers said for almost a decade that a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would prove the globe, as a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would not be possible on a flat Earth. Hear them for yourself.
One of the arguments that people
This
give
guy,
is
can't stand this guy, David
on a
Weiss.
flat Earth, you can't have a 24-hour sun, a midnight sun in Antarctica. And I totally agree.
They offered him
But there
trip.
is
He
no
wouldn't
midnight
take
sun
it.
in Antarctica.
Now, let's say we are trying to
Jeranism
prove
went.
the globe
This
or
is
trying to
Jeranism,
prove
he
it's
went.
flat. Should be very, very easy,
I think
right?
he's done.
I mean, on a globe, we would have a 24-hour sun.
Jeranism's the one that was in the Netflix documentary, and he set up the experiment. But he said, if the Earth's flat, you should just be able to shine this light through these holes in these boards. If it's curved, you're gonna have to hold the light up in the air. And the guy goes to the other end of the board with the holes, and he has a camera on one end, and there's a bunch of boards with holes in them for like a couple 100 feet. There's a bunch of boards, and they all have holes in them, and the holes are all measured to the same height above sea level. And he puts a camera at one side at one of the holes, and then the dude shines his flashlight um, through the last hole, and he can't see the light. Then he says, hold it way up above the board, above your head, and then he can see the light. Because the world curves, so towards the ends, you dip down. You got to put the light up higher to get it to shine through all the holes. So Jeranism debunked the flat Earth on Netflix, and he was one of the biggest flat earthers because he came up with an experiment. But he didn't give up on it. He didn't give up. He said, maybe I did it wrong. We're going to have to rework it, which is fine. That's how you're supposed to do science, but I think he's going to be done with flat Earth now. Why my computer's doing this? It's going very slow and I don't like it.
In the southern summer. That means that the sun would circle the continent.
In order to fit the heliocentric globe model, this midnight sun
This is
phenomenon
Eric
must
Touguet.
also occur for observers south of the
This is Eric Touguet. He's one of the biggest guys in the flat Earth movement, and he's an atheist. And he wrote a book. I forget what it's called, but it's like The Lies of Jesus or something like that. Basically, just debunking Jesus. But he sold flat Earth to a bunch of Christians. They bought it hook, line, and sinker. And he got rich off of it. He's laughing at you because he knows it's not true. That's why he didn't take the trip.
Antarctic Circle during winter solstice. Depending how far south the observer is, the sun should be seen for several days or weeks, never fully setting, just like it does in the north.
In the one model, the heliocentric model, it would necessitate having a 24-hour sun in the south.
Honestly, if you want to know for sure if the Earth is spherical or not, go to Antarctica during the summer and see if you can watch the sun for 24 hours. You can't.
You mentioned the sun, right? Like the idea is, yeah, if you see the sun in the sky for 24 hours, that's what the globe predicts. And how would the flat Earth explain that? But that's not what happened.
Say that.
That was 2 out of the 4 guys.
I've got a friend who's in Antarctica
gets it.
right now. She said there's no 24-hour sun. It rises and sets.
Amen.
If you don't have 24-hour sun in their summertime,
This is the church guy. He debated another.
if it's not doing a 360 degrees around it like it does the,
He's a flat Earth
the
pastor.
north, then it's not a ball. Simple.
Yeah, so I used to run
He
the largest
debated,
flat Earth group in the world, but for 6 years I asked all the Globers, just show me the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and they couldn't do it. And then the group got deleted and we got censored.
And what I found is anything that would prove the Earth is a globe, the globe science community lies about. For example, the 24-hour sun in Antarctica doesn't work on a flat Earth.
So the reality of our world is that in both models, we're supposed to have a 24-hour sun. In the flat Earth model, we say there isn't a 24-hour sun in the south, and there isn't.
You know, this would be easy to prove,
Greg
but
Locke.
they hide this from us too. All we'd have to
Greg Locke.
prove is go to Antarctica. Let me and you go to Antarctica, spend a week there in the summer, and let's see if the sun does a 360-degree circle all the way around us. If so, it's a ball.
It does not get any more clear than that. It's also important to point out that Gleason's map also says there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica and includes a bogus claim that there is no sunlight beyond 80 degrees south. Anyone promoting or using Gleason's map after 2024 is
an
knowingly and willingly spreading false information. The globe predicted a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and flat earthers said there would not be a 24-hour sun. Because we live on a globe, the globe prediction was correct. The sun never set the entire time we were in Antarctica. All 4 flat earthers with us in Antarctica saw this with their own eyes and publicly now acknowledge that they were incorrect in their prediction that there would not be a 24-hour sun.
Duh.
In addition to their eyewitness testimony,
Duh.
we took video and time lapses with multiple cameras of the 24-hour sun. Here is one quick time lapse that Dave McKeegan captured while we were just outside Union Glacier Camp in Antarctica.
So this is just showing the 24-hour sun, but they're going to release a video like every day. They did lots of experiments. MC Toon or McToon, however you say his name, did a debate on Modern Day Debate the other day. And I'm going to play a clip from it tomorrow of the experiment, one of the experiments that he did. And it's pretty cool. He lays rocks on the ground in a circle around a flagpole, and he sets the rocks where the tip of the flagpole is going to touch. And some of them are moved in, some of them are moved out. And 24 of them. He basically just makes a sundial. He makes a clock. And you can just watch the sun going around and the shadow going around, hitting all the stones. I don't know why it's buffering like this every time I play it. If I pause it and play it, YouTube buffers.
you that a time lapse is not a video and therefore doesn't count as evidence of the 24-hour sun, remind them that
Well, it's a digital image and it's edited. It's 30 digital images per second. Or no, it's time lapse. It's lots of digital images per second edited. So that doesn't count. It's not real. Not real. Come on, video play. What the heck?
a video is a series of pictures, as is a time lapse. And remember that they are only using that excuse because they cannot reconcile a 24-hour sun in Antarctica with a flat Earth. So they will come up with other ways to attempt to dismiss the reality of the 24-hour sun, the eyewitness testimony from 4 flat earthers, and the high-definition video and time lapses we captured with multiple cameras. Let the record show that the globe prediction was correct and the flat Earth prediction was wrong. But there's more to the story here. Globe predictions are precise and detailed, again, because the globe exists. You can only make accurate predictions that can be tested and verified with something that actually exists. Flat Earth cannot make these types of predictions because a flat Earth simply does not exist. The globe model not only has a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, but also a 24-hour sun in the Arctic in the north. This will be a common theme in this series where we will see a beautiful symmetry between the northern and southern hemispheres of the globe, a symmetry that is impossible on a flat Earth. And these 24-hour suns on the globe model in the north and the south happen at different times of year in their respective locations in the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. The globe model also says that the 24-hour sun in the north will move through the sky from left to right, while the 24-hour sun in the south in Antarctica will move through the sky from right to left. This is another common theme that will emerge in this series. A type of mirror effect when comparing observations in the northern hemisphere with observations in the southern hemisphere. Again, something that makes perfect sense on a globe, but would be impossible on a flat Earth. But the globe model does not stop there. The globe model also predicted the exact elevation angle of the sun based on where we were in Antarctica and what time of day it was, including the up and down wave pattern motion throughout the day. And if that's not enough, the globe model also says that at the geographic poles, the South Pole and North Pole, the sun's elevation angle will not have any visible change in a 24-hour period, meaning no wave pattern. And that is exactly what we see at the South Pole. Compare the time lapse from Dave McKeegan that we just watched, where the sun moves through the sky up and down,
like a roller coaster,
with this time lapse from Robert Schwartz, which was taken over 5 days at the South Pole.
To start playing the video, I don't know what the heck is going on. That looks awesome. So when you're at the very South Pole, the sun just doesn't even move in the arch. But when you're in a series with a bunch of experiments that they did while they were down there, it's 4 flat earthers, 4 of the biggest flat earthers, and 4 of the biggest like anti-flat earther guys on YouTube. Yeah, debate's over. It's over, James. Flat Earth is done for. I got up to turn off the light. I didn't even turn off the light. Because, well, you know, if there's a dang ice ring, then there can't be a 24-hour sun in the south, only in the north. That's beautiful. Sun just stays at 5 p.m. all day. Yeah.
Well, technically, it wouldn't even be at the north either.
No, there's a 24-hour sun in the north in the winter, and then there's a 24-hour sun in the south in summer. I think that's
Yeah, but I'm saying if if you're trying to disprove the flat Earth model, it wouldn't be well actually well I don't know, couldn't it work on even like that on the flat Earth model? Technically maybe, but
No,
because the
because you
model
can
would
have you can have a 24-hour sun in the north on a flat Earth model, but you can't have a 24-hour sun on the South Pole.
yeah you could in the flat Earth model
No, you
technically.
can't because
If
the
I
way the
remember if
flat
I
Earth
remember the flat
works,
Earth,
half of it is
if
lit and half of
hold
it
on
is dark.
please.
Go, go ahead.
If I remember what the flat Earth how the flat Earth model works is there's different spots where the sun would be throughout the year,
There's like
like there would be even on a circular Earth model.
so there's 3 rings that it moves through. At one part of the year, it's down lower, and then they say it moves in. There's a problem with that because that would mean that it would be moving faster when it was in the smaller rings as it moved towards the North Pole. But anyway, that's what they say that there's like 3 levels, and the sun throughout the year goes up and down these rings. But regardless, on a flat Earth model, if you ever look at the computer generated things where they have the sun going around over one, there's like a dividing line in the middle of the world, and because they agree that half the Earth is dark and half the Earth is light all the time. So at the outermost ring, when it's dark, there's no way you can see the sun on the opposite side of the flat Earth. If it's even if it's going out around its outermost ring, if you're on the other side of the South Pole, you would you couldn't get a 24-hour sun. And all the flat earthers said this. That's why they always say you can't go to Antarctica because it's the ice wall and they won't let you go there. And everybody's always said, yeah, they will. You just have to have money. And finally, some guy coughed up the dough and he said, I'll fly a bunch of you out there. Let's go. And all the biggest flat earthers didn't go. They were scared. Yeah, this video that quality is from the South Pole. Where they're at is not the South Pole, but they're in Antarctica. That's why they see the sun doing a roller coaster.
They're in Antarctica, but they're not at the South Pole.
No, they're I don't know how far from the South Pole they are.
Well, why didn't they take them to the South Pole?
Because I think that's a special research area or something, or maybe it's more treacherous to get there. But people,
wouldn't
that's
that
where they have
be
research places. They have cameras set up there too, and they do experiments there too. This video is from um, the South Pole. It's a 5-day time lapse from the South Pole.
So that's from the South Pole.
And so these guys, where they were at, they predicted where the sun, before they even got there, they said where we're at, where our camp's going to be at. They predicted what angle the sun would be at its zenith, which is at its highest point. They predicted where shadows would be, at what time of day where the shadows would be. This is all using math that works on a round Earth. So, and then they predicted that at the South Pole, you wouldn't see the sun going up and down because I'm not sure that it's getting a little confusing for me, but basically they predicted that, and then sure enough, there's video from the South Pole of the sun doing just that. So, and all these experiments have been done for thousands of years, so they're not really doing it, coming up with any new ideas. People do this in college classes. People do this in stuff like this in middle school classes. These experiments. You never made a sundial, James?
I don't think we actually got to make a sundial in school. We didn't get to do a lot of experiments in school.
Yeah. Well, sundials don't work on the flat Earth.
Because as a result of the kids being bad, we didn't get to do a lot of experiments in school. They just managed to do stuff for our paperwork and stuff.
Well, they suck.
Yeah, because I was in a group of kids that were just really bad and didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
And that was the punishment.
Probably because they weren't doing no experiments. You weren't doing nothing fun. Dang teachers. Got to be rock stars to get into Antarctica. Nah, they circumnavigate it every year. Sailboats. There's cruises you can go there. Really expensive. There's tours once you get to Antarctica. You can go on tours and maybe get you a glimpse of a polar bear or a penguin. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to play this. This is a long ass time lapse. This thing's been going on forever. It is expensive though.
all over the world released video predictions
So is
of
the
the
guy in the
sun's
video a
elevation
flat
angle
earther?
changes prior to
No.
our trip to Antarctica.
He's a multi-millionaire pastor. And he just said he just said he got the money together. I think he just used $100,000 budget, but they also crowdfunded a lot of stuff. A lot of the people he was just like, if you're on the list, I'll pay for you to go. And then a bunch of them didn't want to go, but some other people did want to go, and so they would just crowdfund for a ticket, and he would let them come.
Yeah.
But Witsit gets it, Jeranism, two other ones I'm not sure who went for the flat earthers, and then I'm forgetting their names right now. The Globe guys. Oh, MC Toon. And who's the other guy that I like?
Here is
guy.
a video prediction from Ola Dazalier, which he created before we flew to Antarctica. And as you can see, accurately predicted the movement of the sun through this.
I don't think he's a multimillionaire from running like a mega church. I don't think. I don't really know a whole lot about him actually, but I do know he's got money and he's a pastor. But I don't know if he got his money from like running a mega church and getting rich with the church. I think he might have like like family money. I think he might just been like born into money. Maybe his whole family. I don't know. I should look into this guy. But he could be some mega church dude that got rich off of that. I don't know. I think he
sky at our specific location of Union Glacier.
I think he got irritated like I got irritated with flat earth when a whole bunch of atheists somehow convinced a bunch of Christians to go back in time 3,000 years and just totally rewrite history of science and Christians just say the Bible says the earth's flat. They just like they fell for it and they got sold it by a bunch of atheists. And then none of the atheist flat earthers went on the I think Witsit Gets It's a Christian. He seems like a decent guy. Even still sounds like an oxymoron. Yeah.
How would atheists believe in flat Earth?
Why would an atheist believe in flat earth?
Yeah.
They don't. They just made up some BS and sold it to some gullible people, to some vulnerable people, and made a bunch of money off of it. Same way L. Ron Hubbard got people to think that Thetans and Xenus were a thing, and freaking same way Nation of Islam got people to believe that Farrakhan went on a spaceship with dang, who'd he go in a spaceship with? Muhammad? Somebody. Even I already read that. I don't even know this guy's name. The channel's called The Final Experiment, James. You should look into it.
Oh, that's what the TFE stands for.
Mm-hmm. Why is it buffering like this when I push play?
None of us had ever been to Antarctica, and the 24-hour sun had never been filmed at Union Glacier. So how was this precise prediction by Ola and others able to be made? Because we live on a globe. Because the globe exists, it can be modeled by anyone and will accurately predict what will be seen at any geographic location. This is impossible to do on a flat Earth because a flat Earth does not.
It doesn't prove every concept of space, but it does kind of prove. I think it proves heliocentric. Not heliocentric for the whole universe, but that the sun is the center of our galaxy. And we are rotating around the sun. I don't think it could be the other way around. Or all the math would be different. All the experiments we would have figured it out by doing things a different way, but we would have figured it out. But I do think we are spinning around the sun. But I don't believe in no dang black holes and aliens. That's for sure.
So you think we're just one galaxy and we're the only planet that has life?
Yeah. I think that I also don't think the universe is infinite, and I don't think it's as big as they tell us it is. But so there's got to be an end to it. And shoot, what did you just ask me? Oh, that we're the only planet? Yeah, we're in the Goldilocks zone. It's fine tuning. It's 1 in 10 to the, what is it, John? 10 to the 24th power. 10 with, it's like 10 with 20 with 24 zeros after it. One in that chance that you get a planet that sustains life. Slim chance. You have a better chance at hitting the lottery every day for the rest of your life.
Oh.
Yeah. Yup. Why is my YouTube doing this? How do I fix this? Do I just need to I hope I just need to restart my computer.
Not exist. All data points collected perfectly match the globe.
Maybe you just need to close
a
the
24-hour
YouTube
sun
and
in the
then
north
reopen it.
at the opposite time of year from a 24-hour sun in the south. A 24-hour sun in the north that moves through the sky from left to right, with a 24-hour sun in the south that moves through the sky in the
Right to
opposite
left.
direction. And then the sun's exact elevation angle based.
That's important too, James. So in the North Pole, or in the northern part of the country, when we see a 24-hour sun, it moves through the sky right to left, or it moves like counterclockwise. Right to left. I don't know. It moves in one direction, but then on the South Pole, it goes in the other direction, which makes sense on a globe, but you could never make that make sense on a dinner plate. It's just not possible. What's the SM of observation? Anything we can prove using the SM of observation should not be thought of as facts. SM. What do you mean the SM of observation? Anything you can prove through observation, testing, the scientific method, observation, hypothesis, experiment, analyze, repeat steps 1 through 3. I skipped some, but yeah. Unless we're all just solipsists now. History's not real. I mean, what's the line that you have to we have to be able to know things. Otherwise, what's the arbitrary line that you're picking? Because we're we're not just all solipsists. Like, how can we say we have historicity that shows Jesus lived if we can't really observe it? I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. You know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. My plane got delayed. What the? Play video. Yeah, I need to close this YouTube window and try it.
Based on where the viewer is standing in Antarctica and what time of day it is. And finally, the lack of visible change in the sun's elevation angle at the South Pole, which is only 600 miles from Union Glacier. Flat Earth cannot account for any of this. Do not be fooled by a flat earther shining a flashlight on a plastic dome and claiming a 24-hour sun works on a flat Earth.
Yeah, there's a lot to
They will
understand about this
film from
world,
the
for sure.
outside of the dome, hoping you won't
Definitely
notice.
don't believe everything.
But they would
until you
need to
know for
instead
sure.
film from inside the plastic dome, not outside, as there are no observers outside a dome. And that video inside the dome would need to have a 24-hour sun in the north one part of the year, a 24-hour sun in the south the other part of the year, which goes in the opposite direction, while the flashlight continues moving in the same direction as the 24-hour sun in the north. And it would need to have the sun's elevation angle changing for observers.
I don't know. I think science is more solid than history. Cuz history now with Jesus it's more metaphysical, but like Caesar or Alexander the Great or Cleopatra, like how do we know that they're not, you know, changing the story up a little throughout history?
Yeah, but that's lacking consistency. You can say that, but that seems like it's lacking consistency. And
What's lacking consistency?
saying, well, one thing's metaphysical, but the other, they could possibly change, even though
Well,
it's
I want to take Jesus out of
physically
the equation
there.
because even if I found historical data that said if they found a corpse and they said we DNA tested this and it's Jesus, we found Jesus's body. If they did that, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe. Yeah, I wouldn't believe it. And even if everybody else believed it was true, I would think either they're lying or they're wrong or um that's it. But so that's why it's kind of different. That's why I changed it instead to like Caesar or Cleopatra or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would still say,
Even if they
even
came
if
out
they,
and they said tomorrow that I don't know who's like who's a badass. I don't know that like Genghis Khan was gay and never actually slept with any women. He just slept with men. I'd be like, I don't think I believe that. When we found documents, we found records. So, like history, a lot of history, we can't actually observe it. Well, not all of it. We can't really observe it. So we can't really know for sure. We
yeah,
just
but
know
even if
word
they
of
did
mouth.
change the story, it wouldn't, it wouldn't somehow make it, uh, that it wouldn't somehow make the fact that the truth is still out there. Nevertheless, the truth is the truth.
Right. But how do you know? How do you find it? With history. See, with science, with
Well,
hard science, we can like know things. I can know
Well,
if
you can know anything historically,
eh, can you?
even if they try to falsify the records are still out there. Nevertheless, at least that's how I believe.
See, I think you're the inconsistent one. See, you pick and choose which stuff you want to believe, but you can't really justify why. Like I could tell you why I would believe geology over archaeology. My point is that we can demonstrate and prove things, but not all things can be. Yeah. I think the shape of the earth is very provable and demonstratable and observable.
Hello, John.
Hey, how's it going? That's my point though, Josh, is that there are things we can look at that are observable within nature that can prove authentic scientifical through the actual authentic method. But what I'm saying with the historical method is that we go through a similar concept. It's not the same, obviously, because we
Yeah.
obviously can't observe.
It's called historical science. It's a
Right, we can't go back and say, well, we can't right now go and see uh those things. So what we have to rely on in the historical method is source material, the verification of source material, and we have to be able to go back and look. And this is why I say this is what is important, which is this: is there a logic that's consistent to, and that's why I use the word reality. Is it realistic? Is everything following into these certain patterns? If you see that these patterns are verifiable, yes, I would agree. Certain things in science you can right now observe, or go out there and experiment and have that answer and know that for a fact. That's actually what changed me from being a flat earther, was just watching the sun,
You were
right?
a flat earther? Don't tell
A
people
long time
that.
ago. A long time ago.
John.
But see here, it wasn't because I was. It's because I stopped accepting everything that I was told, and I said, how do I know this, right? And what I did is, not only did I look at what other people were saying, I was testing that with what I could observe. Now, when it comes to the historical record, you have to look at these things. This is why science is not impervious to error, right? Whenever someone tells you, like, this is why I think, for example,
Did you go try
climate
some
science.
Did you go try some experiments?
Yes, I did for the sun. Yes,
All right.
and I used some basic rudimentary ones
Yeah.
that even our Native American friends knew, right?
Yeah.
And it's similar to things like what you would do with the sundial and all that, right?
Yeah, you can look there's lots of ways to
So
figure
my
it out.
point is that what I did is I said, okay, there are things then therefore that organizations, scientists, and doctors and smart people can actually say that are true. We have to try to verify that. On the things that we can verify, that's great to be able to try to verify. However, on the things that you can't, or the things you don't want to take the time to, then what you have to acknowledge is you have to say, well, this is my best bet for thinking that this is consistent. And what you do is you go and you look out and you say, okay, what are the things that they used? What were the things? So we know with, like, for example, climate science, that a lot of those people are paid by the government to make models. Well, that right there shows you
Yeah, and a
there's
lot
a
of them wouldn't have a job if they didn't say that there wasn't a threat
right.
to
That's the whole point. That's their job. Like, it's like
a lot of
you
those
know,
when they do those polls and stuff, they just set a
yeah,
stack on the receptionist's desk and she just goes through and hits yes, 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 yes. At least that's something I've heard,
right.
but
So for the
allegedly.
historical method, we have people, and we could verify their track record. We can go through and look at things like their how they look at different things, but we can look at things that within when we go in and go to archaeological digs, and we find things, that can hold a consistent pattern. Then we can say, okay, we know at least these people are actually existed, because we're able to
Yeah, but
find different
you have to
source
do a lot
materials.
of guesswork. Even like biologists and geologists and stuff. Most scientists acknowledge that historical science is kind of a soft science. It's
Well, I'm not saying it's a science. What I'm saying when I'm talking about the historical method is the process about
it
how
is
you gather
science.
the information.
We're finding archaeology. We're finding stuff in digs, and we're trying to age it.
Well,
And
I don't like the word science. Okay.
why? Science is just Latin for knowing or to
Yeah, I
know.
understand. I understand, but the word has been polluted over the years.
Well, take it back. Quit letting the damn woke people steal words.
No.
Except partner.
Well, then you can say the same thing about
They can have
psychology. Let's
partner.
take it back.
I don't like how they co-opted partner. I don't say partner, but they
So
can't have
there's a
I'm not giving them science.
Let's
that's
take back
why
psychology.
that's why I'm saying this is why
Psychology is soft science, the softest.
words like method or methodology and observational, these things matter more than the actual word of science, right? Because really, when you get into the idea of science and the way it's been brought up in the last 50 to 100 years, is when we say something is science, we're saying that it is fact, it is
John,
truth.
it's freaking making fire. It's freaking boiling water. Like we have to do science to
Well, I
maybe
understand that.
now there's of course there's always a dangerous, you
That's why
know.
I'm saying there's rudimentary science. There are things that are the more there are smaller experiments you can experiment with, and you can go from that. That's why scientific theories. That's a misnomer of a word, because it's a theory based on an idea that you scientifically you could prove it. Well,
Well, you can't.
scientific, it's
If it's
right, but
if it's a theory, that means it's past a hypothesis. That means it's predictable, and you can repeat these experiments, and you can show it to be true. I can guess what's going to happen if I do this. Watch, and it happens every time.
right, but
Then it's
the
a
other thing
theory
that
until somebody else finds a better theory
right.
that debunks that one. But if it's been a
So
theory, if something in science has been a theory for
that's
100 years,
that's
it's pretty
that's
solid.
that I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is the way we look at the language. That's just what matters, and how we use what language we use when we are
Right.
identifying things. So, for example,
Right. That's why I don't like psychology, because it has loose language. But
I
like
understand. I
medical,
understand that.
this is why
I
words like
understand.
pneumonia ultra microscopic silicovolcaniconiosis are like medical words, because they're hyper specific in their wording of what things every syllable in that has a meaning.
Right.
And that's science.
But my
Saving
but my
people.
point of my point of what I'm trying to say is that there is a clear cut. There are different methods we can use that have been proven over time as consistent with reality, that can espouse and can be used as an assurance of information. But most people, when they believe the globe Earth, or they think of the globe Earth, it's because it's what they were taught by somebody, and they weren't taught why it exists.
We're taught that the
Right? They weren't
world is round in science class because it is. What are you
right.
talking
But
about?
what I'm saying,
That's like first grade. Like, come on, man.
no. But
This is why we're
we
getting
don't.
dumber in America, John. This is the
No.
reverse Flynn effect.
You're
What, John?
misunderstanding my point.
Schoolhouses, they would teach kids that the earth was round. Now, they weren't teaching evolution, but
You're missing my point. You're missing my point, Josh.
They weren't teaching historical science of evolution. They were teaching the physical science, the observable, testable, demonstrable. Now, right now, we can figure this out.
Right.
That the
right.
world is round.
Right.
Yeah.
But my point is that the way the education and the curriculum was developed about introducing them to these ideas. This is what I'm trying to explain. So the problem is that people who believe things, they believe it because they're told it, not because they were given a demonstrable idea of why that is. They were just told by some person, and
maybe some
that's
people,
fine.
not all people.
No.
I questioned every person I've ever met in my entire life. I don't listen to nobody.
But this is why you're enigma to me, because on some things you will be like, yeah, I'm very sketch of that, and then some things you're like, but that I'm not sketch on, and it's weird how it's hard to get a basis on where you're at with that, just with a personal observation. But
how's it not logical? What's illogical about that? That physical science that we could things we can. Are
you drunk?
I'm not. No. Well, actually, I've been drinking all day on planes, and I've been
okay.
Well, that makes sense now.
No, my point of what I'm trying to
you don't. No. Don't pull the "Are you drunk" card. I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm saying.
You're missing his point, though.
Stop.
I'm not anti-historical science, by the way, or history. I'm just saying it's less reliable.
Have I said that you are?
No, I know, but that's kind of what
said you are.
That's kind of what started all this. Is I said, history is less trustworthy than like
what
geology.
What I'm saying is that in the sciences, there are things that are done and said. There are methods that are used, and they're not good pure methods. They're not methods found in observable objective fact. There are people who are intentional about rewriting history. There are people who are intentional about putting out a science. Changing the science. Yes. So what I'm saying, what you're missing is the language here.
No, you're right.
I
see what you're saying. Okay. Here's where we're talking past each other. I don't just blindly trust science.
I didn't say you did.
I know there's a lot of BS, and
yeah.
And John's talking about critical thinking.
Yes, exactly, James. I'm talking about critical thinking
that
and how
was
you
my best
employ that.
class in 7th grade. I had a great language arts and critical thinking. He taught both those classes. He was so.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of people are not taught how to critical think, and a lot of people are taught things and believe things because it was taught to them by a position of authority, or because it was taught to them by somebody, and they go, "Oh, that's the reason why I know this." And again, that's why I always argue a natural science museum and history is like a church to like naturalist atheists, like churches for like Christian churches for Christians. Like they go there to affirm their beliefs. They go there to affirm their ideas on evolution. They go there to affirm their ideas on things which cannot necessarily be proven. Now, the problem with what we've had in the whole flat Earth, globe Earth problem is that we've had bad faith actors on both sides. We've had people who are, once again, they're making spurious assumptions about one thing. And I've always said this is what I've said. I'm going to not just believe it because someone shows me a picture of an Earth. That's not evidence. Someone who just goes and says, "Oh, see, I'm going to explain to you what." No, you have to be able to demonstrate it.
But
and a lot of people
how
don't
far
do
do
that.
you take that? How far do you take it? So what if there is a real picture of Earth from the moon or from space, and you saw it, and I don't know, like cameras, the guy who built the rocket, and you learn about rockets, and you learn all this stuff, and you see that's a real picture. Like, is every picture fake? How do we?
No. But we don't just believe things when they say fucking verbatim right there in front of you. This is a composite image.
It's a.
Which tells you right there. Which tells you right there that it is not a.
It's because
It's
Earth
not.
is big and cameras are small.
No,
And it's
no.
really
It's
far away. So they take a lot of
no,
pictures and they stitch them
no.
together. And then sometimes they'll use some clouds to cover some stitching and stuff. That's the old way. There are pictures of the Earth that are real. One
I'm
shot.
saying what I'm saying is that when you see something that says composite image, it means they took different elements to make that image. That's exactly what composite means.
I know. That's what I just
So
explained. So
I know. So what I'm
you could take a
so my point
panoramic
my
photo
point
is
is
basically a composite image. It's a bunch of
so my point
pictures
so my
stitched
point
together.
is so my point is if you look at photography, we look at things like lighting, angles, all of those things that show us something about the picture. There are ways, and there are ways I think even people who are not really well versed in photography you can tell when you're looking a lot of times at a fake image. You can tell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Well, some of them
So my
are
point,
blatantly they say like this is CGI, like they're not.
right? Yeah, that's my point. So my point is the first thing you do when you say, "Well, can we look at certain things?" is yes, okay, I'm fine with that. But let's just disregard the things that right away tell us up front that something is not 100% real, which is what half of,
So
if not
do
most of
you
what NASA puts out there.
do you not believe the ISS is real?
Did I say I didn't believe it's real?
I'm asking.
I don't know if it's real.
Oh my goodness, this is going like a little far, don't you think, Josh? Asking the people.
Well, he didn't say yet. He didn't say for sure the
Well,
ISS is
well,
real.
well. Considering
What do
you
you
don't
mean?
believe in half of the stuff that you're being told, I don't know why you're questioning him on
But
his
but
belief.
but 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 he,
What?
but
What are
I
you
know
talking about?
I
I'll question him on whatever I want to question him on.
but I
He
do
knows
know
why I
what I
asked him
do.
because he couldn't even answer it straight up. He doesn't. He's not.
But
So
But
but
there,
you're missing his whole point, though. It's about critical thinking. Most of us talking about critical
I think
thinking.
we critically thought
His
better when we didn't
whole
have public
point.
schools teaching kids how to critical think, James. I think kids had more
I
common sense when they were.
I I think it was better when actually schools were using classical education.
Yeah, but they didn't have a class called
Which
critical
included
thinking.
critical thinking, classical
No,
education.
that's commie education.
Critical
James
thinking?
James is so funny.
It
James,
is. It
this,
is.
this is
Look it
where
up.
this is where you don't know if Josh is being 100% truthful or not. I mean, it's like
Huh? No, Google it. Google the
So it
origins
no,
of
no,
so
no,
so
critical
it
no,
thinking.
no, 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 no,
so
no, no.
critical thinking
It's the
is
damn
let's see.
commies.
No offense, but it sounds like some
It's
fucking
not.
commie gobbledygook.
It does.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Comedy goobly guy. Mm.
You probably can't find it if you look it up. Let me find it. The
Oh, because it's
origins.
No
just some
offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
goobly guy.
It's gonna
So
say
back to the top.
Socrates. So the true origin, but when they started calling it that and putting it in
Yes,
schools,
yes,
then it was communist. But I remember when I looked it up before, it says the true origins go back
and
to like Plato and
and
Socrates.
people and people who study Plato's and Socrates, that's part of classical education.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Which is my point. My
Which
point is that we teach people in a lot of the public schools, or as I like to call them, government enforcement educational centers. They don't teach them to think for themselves.
no, they don't.
So again, when you go back and you say, why are there things? Now, I will agree, like when it comes to historical things, a lot of stuff can be anecdotal. It doesn't necessarily, and this is the problem with the historical method of looking at things and proving things, is that you're not going to find the rock that said made by God, right? However, so you have to put the pieces together and you say, okay, what is more realistic? So, for example, it's an anecdotal piece of information, true. It doesn't mean that it's not a convincing part of information, but it also is what it should be understood, which is anecdotal. So, for example, in the town of where Lazarus with his two sisters, right? It used to be in the time when he was living there. Do you know what they called the town that he lived in, Josh?
I thought you were talking to James. I'm looking up freaking commie roots of critical
Oh,
thinking.
oh, okay. So the town that the town that Lazarus and his sisters lived in was a town called Bethany. However, they actually found a sign and were able to look at it, and we could see that it looks to be as old as around the first century. And
buddy.
And what they said is that what it had the information on it said Caesarea. And so we actually go back to some of the historical records. We actually know that the town of Bethany actually was renamed Caesarea, which actually means the town of Lazarus. Well, why would that matter? Why would that mean? Does that prove anything about Jesus? No, but it does is a useful bit of information to let us know that there was something very impactful in Bethany that occurred around Lazarus, enough that if there was something like, I don't know, raising him from the dead, that would cause such a stir to people where they would even start making signs and saying this is Bethany, Caesarea, or this is the town of Lazarus. So that's why I'm saying this is when we go back and we look at these different pieces of information, that's where source material comes into play. This is where some of these historical methods come into play. But yes, I would agree with you, though. You're not going to find anything in history that says this proves this person existed.
But I can prove the ISS exists. I can watch it fly over the arch of the sky. You can watch it and you can track it all the way across from one horizon.
And you can look on a telescope and you can see that it's an actual space station, not just a bunch of lights. I'm just asking you.
It's all about faith, baby. It's all about faith.
You see the actual you don't just see lights, right? Where it should be. You see the actual station, right?
If you have a telescope, yeah, you can watch it and look at the space station. I mean,
Well,
you can see it with the naked eye and watch it fly across the sky.
You can see what are lights and what seems to be an object, which we would assume, and I think there's good reason to assume that it's there.
Okay, but if you go to this website you go to the website where they track it and they say it's right now it's right here. You can look at it going all around the world. They say tonight it's going to be coming by this way. Look up at this direction in the sky, this degree. If you're in this area or this area, and you can just watch it go.
Yes.
And so what is this?
Okay.
Just a floating light in the sky? A drone? Is it a drone? No. Everything's a drone
now. There's a lot of things out there that are drones. Hey, Freddie, how are you?
Anytime you gotta tell sheep what to think, it's not a religion. If you can't critical think a religion or think through it without being anathematized, you're in a fucking
You
cult.
just love saying that word. You gotta say that word.
Why do they cast you out for thinking different, for critical thinking, for asking questions, period? God made us to think. Okay,
John
then.
Dewey was a Democrat in 1910. Funding from the Rockefellers, sponsored by the Progressive Education Association in the United States. He was a psychologist and a philosopher and an educational reformer. One of the most prominent American scholars in the first half of the...
And he was an atheist.
And most smart people are because they see through the bullshit of religion.
And he was a commie atheist, and yet a lot of people in American Christianity still use his system.
And he was in communication and journalism, so you know he's Greek. And he looks like Hitler.
Christianity is all a play that everybody just pretend is real. They know it's fake. They
I'm
just
talking
keep
about
up the
critical
guys.
thinking, not Christianity, dummy.
Yeah. Christianity is the absence of critical thinking.
No, it's common sense over critical thinking.
No, it's the absence of
It's
critical thinking.
philosophy over psychology.
No. You will be anathematized for thinking different. Come
It's
on now.
knowing over thinking.
You don't know anything. It's faith
It's
based.
revelation.
Let's make a drinking game out of how many times Freddie says anathematized.
Yeah. Let's see how many people can find it in the Nicene Creed, since they say the church's acceptance of what people think.
What?
Yeah. Somebody's
No.
chat down there said it was accepted by the church. The church put it out as a papist bull that if you think otherwise, you will be anathematized. So therefore, of course, it's accepted by the church. They the one that's running everything. You the one that's getting kicked out of the church for asking questions. Y'all don't know what anathematized means, or why they would put it in there, or murder and kill if you think otherwise. That's what the Crusades was about.
Based.
No,
they were getting ran up on by some dang Muslims. They had to handle them now.
They said this is the only thing you can think, teach, read.
Maybe
so
some of them were bad. They weren't all bad.
Otherwise, you will be put to death.
No. A lot of it has to do, Josh, with Christians literally white knighting for Jews.
No, the Jews gave them their own religion of Christianity.
I don't know.
Constantine. Yeah.
Get it.
Y'all
Get
can
it
have
white.
your own religion of Christianity.
Get it. White knighting crusades. That went over Freddie's head, but that's okay.
I knew what y'all was doing. They trying to make Latinos white. Y'all read that chat? It's a white propaganda that if they believe that they white, like Mark Rubio and the Ted Cruzes, that they can get the white percentage up to 70%, and y'all won't be a minority. That's why Egyptians are white, and they consider the OMB for the census of the government. Yeah, the OMB.
Whites are the minority around the world, but like 97%.
Yeah, they're white people all around the world.
Like 97% of all influential like inventions, medicines, patents, everything has come out of like one little triangle of the earth.
That's called the Mandela effect. They make you think
How's that Mandela effect?
Yeah.
And by Mandela effect,
that's what a lot of whitewashing is.
That triangle's like Germany, Europe, Italy, a little bit.
By Mandela,
England.
And by Mandela effect, he's saying Nelson Mandela, right? If it wasn't made by Nelson Mandela, it's not shit and real.
They don't mean Nelson Mandela made anything, you dumb fuck.
Dang. That's cool.
Oh man.
You the only one laughing at your stupid joke because you don't even know what a Mandela effect is.
No, I actually do know what it is. I do actually know what it is.
You used it stupid ass.
It's dumb. It's a mass misremembering.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about, how Mandela made something. What is he talking about?
Dude, I am just joshing with you, man. Mandela,
how does that correlate with the memory? How does that correlate with the memory, though?
And playing Black African. I'm making a joke on that with you because since everything goes back, everything with you comes back down to race. Everything with you comes back down to race.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why don't we just make everything about race? So there you go.
It's white humor. That's a real word, right? I can use that, right? If it ain't funny to me and I just made an example of it, I can point it out, right?
Of what?
Sure.
Okay, then. Quit getting mad. I'm pointing out your lame ass white humor.
Okay.
Hey, white people have great humor.
As long as you just refrain from using ebonics around me, I'll be fine.
No, I speak. It's a free country. I speak how I want to speak.
Hey,
you can hop off anytime, Moose Man.
Oh, and you can too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna speak my ebonics though. So
all right, James,
you're gonna have to listen or shut the fuck up.
What's your best argument for the flat Earth? Hit me with it, James. Go.
Really?
White people wanted to rebel against the sundial in
Do it.
Africa.
We're not
the
doing a
first
whole
calendar.
debate. We're not doing an organized debate about this because I know you won't prep for it at all. We'll do it right now.
Well,
Go.
actually, I was gonna prep for the last debate, but the thing was, I scratched everything that I had thought about wanting to do because of what I had seen you talk about when you was talking about your whole prepping for the debate.
James, you only won that debate because I
I
mock
scrapped
debated with your ass.
everything. What?
If I didn't mock debate with James, he would have lost.
I
that
don't believe
debate.
that. I don't think. I think you were playing Call of Duty and going on streams and
No,
hanging
I was
out.
listening to what you said. I was very much listening to what you said.
Oh yeah, you honed in on my. And so your approach was just don't say anything.
Did you not see me in chatting sometimes? I was
Yeah,
listening.
I knew you were.
I was listening.
And every time I started talking about it, you would jump in the Discord, and then I'd have to stop talking about it.
No, not every time.
Yeah.
What was it? What was
Sometimes I
that?
let you ran off. Sometimes I didn't even chat.
What was the actual name of the top debate question, Josh?
Is psychology a myth? Is the way
Okay,
Easy titled.
and so therefore you were affirming that you were saying yes, it is, right? Yes.
So the way I would phrase it, but we couldn't put this all in a title, is psychology is a pseudoscience and mental illness is a myth.
Okay. So my point is that you were affirming a position, correct? You were affirming that those things are myth, that these things aren't what people think they are.
Yeah, that's
that
why
it isn't.
That's why I went first.
Okay. So you do
But
realize
really,
then.
but really,
you do,
but in reality,
realize
James is the affirmative because he's saying they do exist, and I'm saying no, they
no,
don't.
that's not how that's how the debate
I know,
question was.
but real in reality, that's how it is. He's technically making the affirmative claim that psychology is a real thing, and I'm just saying no, it's not. But the way the question was framed, which I talked to this about James before we had it. I said, how do you want to phrase it? Because how we phrase it determines who goes first. And so we phrased it so that I would go.
So you would agree to be the affirmative, and because you were making a statement that most people would not consider is a status quo statement.
Right.
You were affirming a statement to be true. It was upon you then to prove that those things were true. Therefore, all he had to do was just, play COD, eat Cheetos, and just listen to what you had to say. Now, it would be good, and it is good, to have had more actual clash against your actual contentions.
Yeah, he pulled the freaking. Oh my god, he watches too much Andrew Wilson.
Yes. Yep. And just because you can,
when Andrew does that, he still like engages a little bit. Like,
well, yeah.
James just kind of
he can still take your question and turn it around, and because again, and that's where he's very effective in that.
But I don't think I don't think that's
Josh,
right.
you just say stupid shit.
No. If I'm making an affirmative claim and I give you 3 arguments for why this is true, it's your job to rebut.
But it's 3 stupid arguments.
To rebut my arguments.
If I kept rebuttaling, all you would have come back with me was, well, that's
it's all right. It's all right, James. That it's just an internet debate.
You can't measure.
You would have lost. You would have lost.
That's all you would have come
any
back
sort
with
of
me was.
any sort of properly judged debate. You would have lost because it's
just
your
been a circle
job.
argument the
It's
whole
your job to rebut my arguments for why it's false. You didn't rebut any
but
of
it would
them.
have been
All
a
you did was just say,
circle argument the
"Oh,
whole
what about
I tried to rebut.
what about this?
I was
What
better off
about
just letting
this?"
you talk than trying to rebut.
And my point is, a lot of people would do the low hanging fruit. They would do the meta debating, which is okay. Well, until this person is able to show this or whatever, and so
I did though. I demonstrated it. Now you have to rebuttal.
No, that's why I'm saying James didn't do that, and so that's what he was doing was kind of meta debating you, and so that's why. To me, a lot of people can do that. They can just say, "Hey, that don't make no sense," and then they don't bring anything else, and they think that's an argument.
Guys got beat by a motherfucking mentally handicapped person. And that's what it comes down to. That's just what it comes down to. Ain't no excuses, Josh. You got beat.
I mean, he said it. He says he's mentally
That
ill.
proves that mental illness is real, man. Just kill it.
Well, and that was Josh's problem to begin with, which is it's one thing to deal with the issue of whether or not we can believe psychology exists the way it does or whatever. But when you go after things like mental illness in general, now what you're doing is you're going beyond the veil of just
Good. People need to stop being
psychology.
It's a soft
bitches.
science.
People
It's a
need to
soft
tighten up.
science.
People need to
no,
tighten
you
up.
Jesus is a soft science.
I'm
you
only
can affirm
37, and this stuff we would have
you
made
can
fun at
affirm
kids at school if they were walking around. I'm depressed. Shut up.
well you can
Yeah,
affirm
just
mental
like pray to
Josh,
Jesus. He'll forgive you.
you can affirm that
Just be
mental
like,
illness
shut
exists
up.
I
without
can't
affirming
imagine what it was like
psychology.
60 years ago when boys were boys and men were men. Must have been
And you know
nice.
what?
Probably more
That
religious and down on their
that
knees more.
whether he was intentional in doing it or not, that's actually where James does beat you because he does, if by accident or not by intention, make
Because
that
I
point. He
say
does.
things that people don't like, but it's true, and they don't. And it hurts. It hurts to hear the
It ain't
truth.
true, Josh.
You're
It
sounding
might
like
be true to you.
you sound like someoone's butthurt about it right now. So
No,
really,
no, I because I
Just so
I
I can
know
just step back and just let
John.
you talk.
John, I always debate the things that like people are gonna disagree with me. Like
Yeah, like
racism
yes,
isn't
asthma
real.
real. Yes, asthma's real. Glass is not an op.
Dude,
Big
asthma
fuck.
is fake, dude. They made that. They well
Everything's fake to you,
now it's
Josh.
real because
Get out of here.
they built it into people. They've like
You think the dinosaurs built the pyramids, Josh?
mm-hmm. You think the earth's flat, James?
Oh yeah. See, they like putting that on you, Josh, out in public when they say dinosaurs built the pyramid. They just throw everything you about to say after that out the window.
You know, and me and Freddie are over here because you guys are debating. Oh, there's flat
They
Earth
didn't have a
exists.
large. They had to sound medium. Sorry, the
I like
shit's
that,
tight.
Wally. I like your
They
comment.
use dinosaurs to build pyramids, and Freddie and I over here are laughing because you both are wrong about both of those things,
I can
and
make
you're both proving a point that's just
I could make a better argument for dinosaurs built. This all started. I said, James, give me your best flat Earth debate right now, and he didn't. I'll give you a great dinosaur.
Well, I haven't looked into the flat Earth theory in a while, like I've told you.
So
and I'm just okay with not knowing at this point.
What if
whether or
Moses
not
was
it's
the
flat
flat
or
Earth
not.
debate?
I'm okay with not really knowing.
What if Moses what?
Was the flat Earth debate?
What if Moses was the flat Earth debate? What does that mean? Translate.
I get what he's saying.
Yeah, everybody believed Moses existed, being the world would actually be flat, but actually the world is round. But everybody believing the world is flat, and just because they want to, so religion can exist. That's just soft science. So they can beg to the sky daddy. It's just another flat Earth debate. Atheists and Christianity. It's just a flat Earth debate.
Yeah, that's his point. He just says Moses because he has his obsession with
The
Moses.
flat earthers know the world's round. They just want to argue. They just want to hold their point just so you talk to their ass and pay them some attention.
This goes back to historical science versus science, physical science.
Because science is still true today. You can't call historical science because historical science can be recreated.
Than there is of your friggin' I don't know what.
I don't know. I think there's more proof of Akhenaten than there is of Moses. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Yeah, I bet it's more Egyptology than it is Christianology or Muslimology or
We got one
Europology.
book. We got one book that's been more studied. We've got one book that's been more studied in one generation than all of your hieroglyphs like combined.
No, all y'all books came from our hieroglyphs. Fuck you mean?
Our books came from your hieroglyphs.
The papyrus came from Egypt. All y'all scrolls was written on. What do you mean? Y'all stories came from our land. That's plagiarism, man. That's how y'all did. Y'all can laugh it up all y'all want. The truth's coming out. They know what time it is. They know where Kush is. They learning. They like, damn, Sudan. They was building pyramids in Sudan before they was up in Egypt. Dang, hold on, wait a minute. They ain't tracking. They couldn't come down the damn Nile this way because there's cataracts in there. I mean, not cataracts. Not cataracts. They big
Catamarans?
rocks where they'll sink their ships if they try to come from north to south, but they can flow with the
Cataract.
river from south to north.
I knew
And
what he
now
meant, though.
it was a big. That's where everybody lived at off the Nile, man. Y'all in denial right now, but it's okay.
You're in denial about people living off
But
the
you don't
Nile.
think that it was more lush and
Actually,
green?
no,
And
I'm not.
you don't
That's
think
the
they
whole
could have
reason why
had
the
some
Egyptian
brontosauruses?
Empire was able to exist.
No.
Why couldn't they have a dang brontosaurus? You know they had art. They had hieroglyphs about the long neck, the behemoths.
No,
and the,
because if the oxygen levels is why shit grew that big, and humans couldn't survive in that type of environment at the same time.
but the dinosaurs could get to it because it was bigger and they had long necks.
But I mean, I'm
And
just
they
saying the
and they
world was at a
deforested
different
the
climate.
area and they ate a lot of vegetation and they turned it into
Yeah, they
desert
probably shit a lot and they breathe a lot, and there wasn't enough oxygen
and
for the
floods.
humans' little asses on the ground to suck up shit because there was so many shit piles of methane and every other kind of gas floating around from these big ass beasts.
Could you
They cried
imagine?
about cow shit. Imagine dinosaur shit everywhere, fucking gassed up. Fucking fuck that shit. I ain't living there.
Could you imagine a brontosaurus's head poking up when the waters would rise and they're trying to climb up the pyramids and they're all freaking out praying to Ra and Osiris and whatever else, sacrificing babies to help them, moving up the water slowly rising, and the
The
dinosaurs just
pyramid was
bobbing.
like a sliding board. It was encased
It
in
would look like
limestone. It didn't look like it did now. You couldn't climb up it. It was so angled that you couldn't. It
oh
used
my
to be
god,
flat.
angle.
It
I
ain't
showed
stepped.
you the dang Guatemalan people cutting rocks with chisels.
I'm talking about when the pyramids was finished before they looked like they look now, and there wasn't ways people could just run up them and hide from the water, like you saying. They'd be sliding down the motherfucker like a sliding board.
No, they're steppier. You've
No,
never
they
seen one close
wasn't.
up? You've never seen
They
pictures?
was
Those are big
encased with
rocks. They got
limestone.
steps.
They was encased with white limestone, and it was all removed with the top piece. All that shit been raided. That shit been jacked. They didn't used to look like that.
Okay, regardless,
No, it
dinosaurs
ain't.
bobbing around as the waters are rising. They got long necks, so they're just like looking around.
No, Josh, stop. No.
And then that's what Nessie is. If you've seen
Why come
Nessie,
they ain't finding no dinosaur
the
bones?
Loch Ness monster was a brontosaurus that had wandered over there and got stuck in the lake when the waters came down. And it's not like a serpent; it's the neck of a brontosaurus walking around there. And that's why they think that some people think that the behemoth was a hippo because hippos are big and they walk along the bottom of the water, but they don't swim. So like the brontosauruses would be kind of like a big old hippo with a long neck and a long tail.
So for clarification, does
Grace.
Freddie not believe in dinosaurs?
I don't know. Well, he
I
doesn't
don't
believe
believe in the same
he
time
doesn't
as
believe
humans.
they were at the pyramids.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how did they move the rocks, Freddie? You don't think they had slaves? You don't think they had dinosaurs? What is
They
it?
had
Oh yeah,
manpower.
you said this before. It's auditory. What'd you call it?
No, I said they had manpower.
Slaves.
Nope. Manpower. Like you ever seen what they got up
Nobody's applying for the job of dragging a giant slab of limestone.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
60,000 miles across the desert.
I
Nobody's.
have to
You
agree with Josh
gotta
on that. I don't think
when
no
you
one's gonna
got
apply for
5
that job. I have to
teams,
agree with Josh on that.
when you
Nobody
I
got
is
wouldn't apply
five
signing
for
up for
battalions,
that.
listen, when you got 5
that. You
battalions,
have to be loony.
They're like,
like
no, I'll be in the
that's what
military. I'd
Olympics
rather
came
go
from.
fight guys than just drag a rock
That's
across
what
the
Olympics
desert.
came from. That's just our tough man contest, our strong man contest. We just had 5
You're
battalions of
loony
men.
there.
Yeah, we had
Like,
5 battalions of strong men. They was all
you have
fucking
mental
like,
health problems. Get some help.
all right.
You don't think
explain how they built the pyramid.
You don't think a camel could cross a desert?
That's why they'll wonder.
In 30 days, but you think that 5
No, it wasn't
battalions of
30
men
days.
could
It was
drag
3
stones
days.
5,000 miles across the desert?
It was 3 days, Josh. It wasn't 30 days.
I think my solution is the best. They just had big old dinosaurs dragging the stones.
Yeah, but your solution doesn't work. When the dinosaurs died out in the flood,
They found dinosaur bones all around the pyramids. There's a lot of dig sites. They found raptor bones inside of the pyramids by one of the tombs.
so you're gonna say Noah took dinosaurs on the boat in the flood?
Ones that couldn't.
Yep.
Anything that breathed air and what is it, James?
Let's go.
You probably read it more recently than me. Yeah.
They took the hippopotamuses and the elephants.
He could get some.
Yeah, but I'm not convinced every animal went on the.
But again, the
boat,
Brontosaurus was a reptile and it had a long neck.
Come on,
so
James.
maybe it could go to the top of a mountain.
I don't know if
and
you
they
could take
survive.
dinosaurs on the boats, wild as they are.
Brontosaurus
James.
are not wild. They're
If
leaf
dinosaurs even are real, but
They're
I don't know.
leaf
though.
eating.
You think the
Placid. Have you not
dinosaurs-
seen Land Before Time? Have you never seen Littlefoot?
Wait a minute, you're quoting now we're getting the movies? Land Before
Littlefoot was a
Littlefoot.
nice little happy guy. And his
James,
mom
is a
died.
dinosaur the wildest animal you can think of?
The what?
I'm not talking about
Dinosaur.
T-Rex. T-Rex is
Is that
fake.
the
Yeah,
wildest
they're probably the
animal you
wildest
think
animal
that's
I
gonna
could probably
behave on a
think of.
boat?
Based on what they told us about dinosaurs, they're probably the wildest animal that you could think of. But I can't say
So
for
you think
certain.
the rest of the animals was
Because
just
I've never seen a
behaving?
dinosaur, to be fair.
I don't think that he would have taken the behemoth on the ark though, because it was considered like they called it the god of men. And it's mentioned in Job with the Leviathan, which is like that, like they're like one is like a land beast that protects the land, and one is like a water bad force that guards the depths, the Leviathan. So we just call it a dinosaur. It's a dang brontosaurus. It's described perfectly in Job. And I know Job takes place way before the pyramids were born, but
Man, shut y'all's silly ass up.
and also I think the pyramids could have been built pre-flood, and then in that case maybe Noah didn't take them on, and that's why they died.
Pre-flood.
Yeah.
So how do you explain the pyramids across the
They
world
say
that were built?
that they're built.
They were all
What?
built pre-flood? Like all the pyramids across the
Yep.
world?
I'm not
Yep.
sure
I
about
mean, there's
this. This
pyramids
is a
all
theory.
across
I'm
the
just trying to
world.
weave a
Yep.
likely tale. I'm trying to weave a likely tale better than freaking
Yeah.
aliens and laser weapons.
I wouldn't say aliens and laser weapons. I would say probably fallen angels, but
That could be
Be
part of
careful,
it
you're gonna
too.
get anathematized, Josh.
possibly. I'm not saying that's a
Yeah.
fact. I'm just saying that could be a possible theory.
But
Paul.
see, that's so why is
People got
that
anathematized for
more
less.
believable than a dinosaur dragging a rock?
But fallen angels have certain. Wouldn't they have certain abilities?
I'm
There's
not saying
no
that's not
dinosaurs in the
believable. I'm with
hieroglyphs.
it. I'm with it, James.
There's no dinosaurs in the hieroglyphs.
I'm just saying it's a possibility. I'm not even saying it's.
All them
Did you
pictures,
Google
you
it?
don't think they would have drew a picture of a dinosaur?
Did you Google it? I'm about to Google it
Google it.
because I was talking out of my ass when I said that. But
Google it. I'm sure they're gonna try to act like this looks like a dinosaur.
well,
But it's
all their
probably a
drawings
man.
sucked, dude. They couldn't draw anything,
Yeah, they could.
bro. That's some pretty accurate looking dinosaurs if this is real. There's the behemoth right there, but it has like a tiger head. That's crazy.
I mean, most people's drawings back then did suck because of where it was drawing in stone. It wasn't very well
that's
put together.
That's because they couldn't figure out how to make a pencil.
Yeah, not yet. They didn't make the pencil yet. They didn't have lead yet.
I
They ain't
know.
have paper to write on. What the fuck are you talking
So I
about?
mean,
They had
didn't have paper
papyri.
until China.
You
They couldn't
always
write on it.
talk about the papyri because they couldn't figure out ink. So the guys that came up with the first written language, just because we came up with the first written language, and yeah, I said we,
No.
God's people. Just because we figured out a written language, you say we plagiarized off you because you had some doodles on cave walls before.
No, black people.
These are
had it.
dinosaurs. I got it on the screen, but I don't know how. Put it on Discord.
Not mud flood. We're not discussing.
No,
mud
that's a
flood. We're
rhinoceros.
discussing the regular flood, the Noah's flood.
Mud flood sounds like a gay thing.
I'm just addressing the comment.
I just don't like the sound of it. It sounds gross.
Down there, just for clarification for people on the Discord.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm gonna put this in here. Look at these dinosaur hieroglyphs, Freddy. They look just like friggin' dinosaurs, but I don't know what time frame these are from. Some of these look fake. Deciphering the hieroglyphs. Can you find the dinosaurs in this image?
Interesting.
Yeah, look at the pyramids in the Potter. They was more steep and going straight up, but smaller. That's when they was first building pyramids.
Can you
before they even
find?
moved them up.
Can
And
you
that was
find
way
the
before-
obvious evidence that humans and dinosaurs lived together in this 5,000-year-old Egyptian plate?
It's obvious right there in the middle.
No.
It is not
Well, the
obvious.
Institute of Creation Research continues to publish the graphic below, suggesting that this is yet more evidence. So that, what do you mean? No, I see it right here. They're like cat dinosaurs, but they're
Well,
basically
I mean,
brontosauruses.
it appears real, looks real, and everything. I need to find others. I would have to find other sources to prove its legitimacy, though.
And they have them.
Bozeman was saying, we need to critically think.
And they have them on
I
leashes.
wouldn't doubt that they found bones, but they ain't found no damn dinosaur.
Look, so their debunk here. Their debunk
That's a giraffe. Them probably 2 giraffes.
Yeah, but their debunk here is saying, do you think that these resemble long-necked dinosaurs? Cat of a tail. So basically, oh, it's not a dinosaur. It's just a cat with a long neck that they had harnessed.
Hey, you keep going down. Talk about the Bible there, too. Something about the Bible.
Oh.
I didn't read it all.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that a creation research group puts this out to say that humans walk with dinosaurs, and they're fact-checking it, saying, no, that's not a dinosaur. That's a long-necked cat. Which it does look like a long-necked cat more than a dinosaur. But it's still, if they're harnessing these long-necked cats, what, they can't harvest a long-necked dinosaur? Maybe things had longer necks back then. I don't know.
That could have been a alpaca, as far as you know.
So this is debunking. So a Christian research group posted this picture of the cats and said that this looks like dinosaurs. And they have them on leashes. And then there's a giant bull down here at the bottom. Then there looks like a demon guy here. That could be a Nephilim, a really tall guy with horns on his head.
Oh my God.
But anyway, this site is debunking the Christian site that posted that and saying, no, it's not dinosaurs. It's a long-necked cat.
You ain't gonna find nothing you looking for on Google. The Mandela effect is in full effect. So anything that you thought that you once read, they said that
well, this makes me more likely to believe it.
The 3 wise men taking 3 days is a Mandela effect. They said you can't find it nowhere. But everybody say, oh no, I heard that, but they don't say it nowhere in the Bible. They say
they were probably giraffes. It was the smartest thing, Freddie. He said the smartest thing you ever said was they were probably giraffes. They look like cats though. They have cat paws and cat heads, but yeah, they maybe just more stuff had long necks back then.
Yeah, because the food was in the trees and they had to have
cats with long necks, and the water was rising.
Or it could have been exaggerating the whole cats with the whole long.
Yeah, quit acting like a clay picture is a real Kodak.
It could be to make it look.
Yeah, he acting like it's a. That's worse than an AI picture.
Well, they would consider beauty. I don't know though. I'd have to know more about their culture.
Anyway, Freddie's the one that said there's no dinosaurs in the hieroglyphs. So, but see, I don't know if some of these are real.
Now that is more convincing that it could be a dinosaur.
Well, that's definitely a dinosaur, but that's way too good to be a cave drawing. That can't be real.
Well, I don't think that's in the pyramid. It's not a cave.
The Lost Kingdoms.
Because look, it's got some Egyptian stuff around it.
Could be.
It looks like it could be Egyptian pyramids.
Recent archaeological expeditions shed light on prehistoric cultures that coexisted with dinosaurs, but also revered them as integral parts of their spiritual and social fabric. One such remarkable discovery was made in the remote regions of Mesoamerica, where the remains of an ancient
You ain't gonna find
civilization
any information on the internet.
adorned with intricate hieroglyphs and inscriptions depicting various dinosaur species. Exploring the spiritual significance of dinosaurs. I want the pictures. Give me the pictures. These are not real pictures. And I don't know if this website's trustworthy.
None of your websites are probably trustworthy.
It's just Google. I'm just on Google, dude.
But they know what you like. They know your algorithm already. They know you believe anything. They'll come up with the wildest shit. That's why Donald Trump want to kick TikTok. Donald Trump want to keep TikTok. Let's go. He said, I like TikTok.
I did very well with young people on TikTok. We did very well. He's making money off TikTok.
He said he loves the uneducated, so TikTok ain't gonna do nothing but uneducate some more people. So why not keep it around?
All right, I don't know.
He loves the degeneracy.
I don't
more
know if I found any dino hieroglyphs. This looks fake.
You ain't gonna find that, buddy.
Whatever.
You know why?
I guess y'all can hear
Because
me.
they're
Well.
rewriting history.
Yeah. Whatever. They ain't Mandela effect no damn dinosaurs.
I just moved to my tablet, so I guess y'all can hear me well.
Sounds better.
Sounds better.
It's louder.
Yeah, a little more gayer.
Shut up.
Hey. It's cold.
Y'all want to hear a mind effing on both of y'all right now? I'm about to mind fuck y'all.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
Too late. You gotta get it, Josh. Congratulations, you won.
I've seen it before, Sweater. Every time I play National Geographic type stuff, they hit me hard. They don't animal videos.
Now we look at the quiet Serengeti as two giraffes come to conflict.
Nah, I ain't gonna take it from you, Jane. We won that.
Who won what?
Nothing.
Who won what? Who gone?
Nothing.
Who won what? Don't come up prepared. I'll be there, boy.
He's talking about the debate.
Oh. Nah. I never admit
Where they use random words to try to make themselves sound smarter.
I never admit defeat. Who?
Sweater. All on my bull side.
Sound more
I like it though.
No, it says Freddie uses random phrases to make himself sound more synthesis. Photosynthesis.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. But hey, it's all good though. I'm looking up properties that the illegals are living in. I think they're gonna be for sale soon. You better invest in illegal properties.
Invest in illegal properties. That sounds like a bad idea.
No, they going home and their house is gonna be empty and they're gonna sell them for cheap.
Sounds like a horrible idea. Sounds like it's against the law.
No, they getting deported. Illegals are living in these homes and they done bought them and they done been here so long that they're about to be up for sale because.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, now that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, come on now.
I thought you meant like homes that were against the law. Like
What are you talking about? I said illegals, the illegal immigrants' homes.
I didn't hear
Illegal.
immigrant. I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know about no
want homes.
immigrant.
Illegal.
Yeah, the illegals. Illegals.
I didn't hear nothing about no immigrant.
I'm gonna invest in these illegals' homes. Yeah, these illegals.
Better help.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me immigrants. It
You
just says
need better
illegal
help,
homes.
Freddie.
Better help on what?
I don't know. Mental health, psychology awareness. You
Yeah,
need to
I'm
talk to
sure I
somebody.
do.
If you can't get help here, get help some. If you can't get help at charter, get help somewhere.
That's right. Yeah, buddy. They trying to see if y'all gonna have a speaker on the 3rd. Y'all think y'all gonna have a speaker next week?
Who? For what? Speaker of the House?
Yeah, without a speaker, Trump can't get inaugurated. And some of the Republicans saying they ain't voting for him because he didn't raise the debt ceiling, but Trump endorsed him. They said he lost a couple votes, but they don't know if they got enough for a speaker.
Johnson?
Yeah, Trump endorsed him trying to get him so he can get inaugurated, but some of the Republicans are holding out because they want to hear if he's going to raise the debt ceiling in 3 months. They said, if you're trying to raise the debt ceiling, we're going to vote you out of there, buddy. And he's got to raise the debt ceiling because Trump wanted, but some of them saying they ain't going to vote for him because they ain't never raised the debt ceiling as long as them Republicans been in office. And he said that's what the agenda's going to be. He got to go. And that's what the agenda is going to be, raising the debt ceiling so Elon can get his tax cuts and the rich can get their tax cuts. So, but if he don't get inaugurated and they don't have a speaker, I think the Speaker of the House is president. So whoever the Speaker of the House is will be the president until after January 20th. If they ain't got one by January 20th, the Speaker of the House will be president.
Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson.
Well, no, not if they don't vote for him, but I think it's the Speaker of the. I think it is Speaker of the House.
Hey,
Look
thank
it
you,
up.
Lin Yin Chin. Shout out.
Hey, have a dollar, Lin Yin Chin, my sister. Yeah, he always called me his sister on Jesse. What time is it? He probably be up to Jesse come on too. Lin Yin Chin fell through. Got a fortune cookie for us today. Drop some knowledge on us, Lin Yin.
Yep, we need it. We need the knowledge.
No, we don't need it. He's half black. He ain't got no knowledge. He's almost like he's good though. He's like a Joel. He's a good part of the system.
Mike Johnson said all the right things at the beginning, but now I don't know. What's up with everybody hating Elon and Vivek now because they're trying to hire a bunch of immigrants.
Yeah, they said
kinda
American culture ain't shit. That's why we need a mind outside.
Yeah,
because due to American culture, it just
I
went to
always said I
trash.
would not vote for Vivek, and Vivek's whack. And Elon, I always said he could be an antichrist. So,
I don't know. I think I heard you cheering for Vivek before.
I said Vivek's alright.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I heard you cheering for back in the debate days. He's based.
Frederick
Yeah.
L.A. Peterson's Lost Shadow. He called you sister.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. I ain't going back to church, man. He be tripping.
Thank you,
I
Lin
might
Yin
go
Chin,
back.
for the supers.
Shout out, Lynn. Yeah, man. Say, I ain't gonna tell him that. Whatever. But yeah, man.
It's not $1, but it's also not $5 because it's Canadian. It's like $3.50.
No, is that what that means?
I think, yeah, it's Canadian money. Frederick L.A. Peterson. When is this debate going to start?
Who's debating?
It's an old debate. It's from
a couple. All right, welcome to Modern Day Debate,
days
everybody.
ago. It's a flat Earth debate. I hate flat Earth, but I'm gonna finally cover it on the show because the final experiment just happened.
Yeah. They ain't gonna quit talking about it though, because they need something. They need a club. They need somebody to listen to them. They know the real truth, man. They just state the obvious to have somebody in their face. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to even
They just
explain it.
want attention.
Yeah, it's, I guess Christians do the same thing. Power is a number.
Numbers and powers. Dude, what the
Tonight
heck?
we're going to be doing a flat versus globe. We have Eamon versus
Powers and
Angel.
numbers.
Hit
Numbers
that
and
like button.
powers.
Subscribe to the channel.
Like
We
I could start
appreciate it. We're
writing
going to get
history
right
right
to it.
now,
Eamon,
right?
you have 10
If
minutes on the
history's
floor,
just
and it is all yours.
few
Gundam pilot, brother.
it's just a few scrolls, I can start writing history, hiding scrolls around for them to be dug up thousands of years later to be history, right?
No worries. All right.
No
We'll
matter
start the
what they
clocks
say.
when you get
Yeah.
your stuff up there.
Well,
Tear it up.
Yep, we
that's
are
what
up
makes
running,
history
so I'll start
history.
the time.
Good luck. You got to write better than the AI.
Yep, no worries.
It could be AI in the future. Everything could be gone. They wouldn't even know. Once scorched earth comes and they start digging scrolls out of the ground, they wouldn't even know what AI is.
Oh, so you think it all resets?
Mad Max.
What iteration
They're gonna be looking for water. They're gonna be like, "Who has clean water?"
What iteration of Earth are we on?
Who has clean water?
What number Earth are we?
They're gonna be like, "No, ain't gonna
Answer
be
the
no
question.
number. This is gonna be the original. Mars is gonna be Earth number 2. Elon and his buddies gonna be up there waving at us.
Is able to say, well, I don't have the burden of proof for that.
You dodged
I'm just going to go back. Sorry, I'm going to give you back your
What
2
Earth
minutes.
is this?
Yeah,
where
what Earth
I did
cycle
my
are we?
changeover, I put a new SSD in my computer.
No, this is the first Earth cycle.
So our audience couldn't hear your intro.
So there's
I'm
been
sorry,
no
Angel,
mass
to make
extinction
you say it
events.
again,
There's
but if
been
you want to go back to the beginning so our audience can hear. And
No mass extinction
No, my
events.
intro was amazing. I didn't fumble that at all.
No great floods. No ice age that covered the world and they had to start over. No. Since the beginning of time,
So,
man been on
in
this
a
earth
formal debate
hundred
like this,
thousands
there
of
is not
years
one
ago
side or
to
the other
today.
that has "quote unquote" the burden of proof.
Okay,
This
hold
is
on,
a
what
flat
Evolving.
versus globe debate. So
Evolve.
both me and Angel both
I didn't see
have
you playing
the
that.
burden of proof. It is up to ourselves to prove our side. So whenever a topic comes up that we would say, well, I don't have the burden of proof on that, it's on you guys. That's not true. Both sides have that burden of proof. So I'd like to get that out of the way before I start any debate, just because sometimes that's a cop out used by either side. So the things that I
You
want
ain't
to
got it
cover
in
in this is 24
Discord.
hour sun,
Oh,
star
you do.
trails, sunsets twice, horizon dip, boats over the horizon, angles of elevation across 3
Is it?
observers, and then the final experiment, shadows, which I want Angel to specifically address. So the final experiment, 24-hour sun. The 24-hour sun has been confirmed by both globers and flat earthers. They went down to Antarctica about a week and a half ago, and they observed a 24-hour sun. They got a 360 view of the 24-hour sun down in Antarctica. They have confirmed there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And according to what I've seen of the flat earth model, this doesn't work because they generally will have something like the Gleason map in the center with the Antarctic ring around it and the sun going in between the tropics to do the day and night cycles.
The tropics are the rings I was talking about.
And that just doesn't work with the models that I've seen. So while this isn't... Oh, I have that recording right here. This is the 24-hour sun. So, and I sped this up a lot too. So it's about...
Condense the Jesus particles into beam saber, then use that to cut down the darkness inside Frederick Lesbian. Lesbian.
No, that ain't what that says.
That's what it says. It says lesbian.
Oh, I do.
Shout out.
That ain't funny,
Lin
Yin
Yin
Yin.
Chin, have you been watching
That
Dragon
ain't
Ball
funny.
Daima? Have you been watching Daima? You probably hate it if you are watching it. You're probably not even watching it. It's alright.
I don't care
It's
about no
alright. It's
Dragon
fun.
Ball.
It's fun. I watched it when I was down in Florida because they got all the different networks. So
All the different gay. You was about to say gay channels.
I watched all the last season of Yellowstone. That was pretty good. I watched Squid
What you think?
Games. I thought it was good. It was all right. I didn't like how he dies in the first episode. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you couldn't record two scenes so that you could show your face. Like, as it happens, he has to have his face down because it's not him. He's not in
No,
the
he
show.
said this is how I want to go because y'all doing cuck stuff. Y'all done gave our whole farm off to these Indians.
I'm not
all
talking
these
about
white dudes simping for these women on
That's
there.
not how he
Rip
wanted
was
to
a
go.
simp. Yeah, you on there was a simp. Jamie, he was a simp. He couldn't even stand up to his sister, and his girl
No,
had to tell
Jamie.
him what all the
Jamie
men
is
was a simp.
Jamie is a bitch, but
All
everybody
of them
else
was
was cool.
bitches. No, they wasn't, because he was like, I'm gonna give you my land. Girl, why you on with your daddy's farm, dude? That ain't good, man. They it's like white guilt.
What do you
That's
mean?
what you just
He
witnessed.
got
It
a
was
whole.
white guilt.
Do you know Casey
It was
left
white
that?
guilt.
Casey left that situation with a hot wife, a son, like 5,000 acres, and $31 million.
You know what he had before that? Yeah,
A
all
ranch
Yellowstone.
that he didn't want. He wanted to not.
All Yellowstone.
He wanted to leave the ranch from the beginning. He's the winner
Man,
of the whole thing.
what his son want? His son was a watch, man. He's a mark.
You don't watch non-canon? It is
Watch what?
canon. It is canon. SS3 Vegeta is canon now. Daima is canon. It's the last Toriyama written thing before he died. It's definitely
They changing
canon.
their names if they go Super Saiyan.
No.
Whatever.
Some stuff has been retconned, but
yeah.
I'm going back to this debate.
In the geek world.
I want to
Go
see how
back to
these
the
people
geek
are
world.
defending it. They're saying it's green screen. They're saying it was all a recording studio.
Because they want something to talk about.
2 times as
Why
fast.
did you see the NASA event that they went up there and touched the sun?
Okay. Does this prove a globe?
No, that never happened.
No, it does not. However,
Yes, they did. Look it up. They got so
is
real
a
close to
strong
it. They
point
claiming they
against
touched
the
the
flat
sun
Earth.
with this new.
And is something that is
That's what I was telling you about. You
required
don't be
for the
listening.
globe. So this is just one
Hold
of
on.
the many data points that we observe that falls perfectly in
Happened
line with the
last
globe.
week.
I have not been able to see any flat earther show how this would work on a flat Earth. Okay, another observation that totally decimates the model of the flat Earth is the southern hemisphere star trails. Now both sides agree that when you look to the north, we should see stars spinning in a circle around a central point. Right, both models agree with this.
See, that's
what
a composite
the models
image,
diverge on
but that's
is the southern
a camera
hemisphere.
effect.
Now, I'm not going to argue directions because that I think
So that
gets a
you
little
get
muddy
the whole
and weird.
trail of the
And
star.
I think that the flat earthers can explain directions, but what they cannot explain is a central, the stars rotating around a central point in the south hemisphere. And we see this anywhere you go past a certain latitude. I don't know exactly where, but if you look south, you can get the same star trails as looking north. They all will rotate around a central point. Sigma Octantis is near that point, but it's not exactly on it. But they will rotate around that central point. This is a major problem for the flat Earth because, again, the model of a giant dome with all of the lights going around in a giant circle just does not work. However, this is expected by a globe model. And then this is another example of southern star trails shot in Australia. Okay, so this is sunsets general. Sunsets also prove a flat Earth because we see the sun will set bottom up. So here is an example. This video is actually a P900 maximum zoom. They will go throughout the video. They will do this several times with the P900, but this just shows that the sun is setting bottom up over the water here. So this is something that is not expected by the flat Earth. In a flat Earth, it should get smaller and smaller until it completely disappears. However, we see it disappearing bottom up. This is a major problem for the flat Earth. And again, this is Wolfie6020 on YouTube.
It's a waste of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is sunsets by hemisphere. This is different than the bottom up setting. In the northern hemisphere, as the sun will set, it actually will cut to the right as it sets. Now, this is something that if we look at a flat Earth, the sun should go kind of round to the right. However, when we go to the equator, we see the sun set straight down. And then in the south, we see the sun cutting to the left, which is not what we expect because the sun is going around the flat Earth. We should see it cut to the right majorly. However, if the Earth were a globe and we're on the southern hemisphere, we should see that sun cutting to the left because we are now on a different reference frame to the sun. So this is another proof that the Earth is a globe and not flat. And then horizon dip. If the Earth were flat, depending on the type of flat Earth that you choose to push, if it were flat and you got higher and higher, the horizon should rise to your eye level. It does not. Now, if we go up really high in an airplane, this is 4,000 feet, or sorry, 40,000 feet, and you use this is a theodolite on a phone, and look out, it will show you exactly where your eye level is. So when the right number right here is at 0, that means that we are exactly flat. The one on the left is the left and right tilt of your phone. So the major number that we're looking for is here on the right. When that is 0, that means that right in the crosshairs, we should see that is where our eye line is. This is a photo of a sunrise over the globe. You can see that the horizon is far below eye level. So is the sun. The sun is below the horizon at 40,000 feet. That's because it has not risen over the globe yet. And then down on the bottom left, there is a different measurement at 43,000 feet. It's not as good because there was a lot of cloud coverage.
Okay, enough of this. I'm done with this. My back hurts. Did everybody leave? Oh, James still here. Freddie's still here.
No, I ain't.
Yeah, you is.
You have a good Christmas though. Mom Dukes beat you in golf, didn't she?
Ha 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 ha. The first
She beat you.
game,
You know you did. That's why you laugh. You fuck.
the first game I won by 4, and the second game she won by 5.
Yeah, she beat you by 1. Simple and plain. Both games equaled out. She was trying to be nice the first game. And then the second game, she showed you, I do this shit.
No, we played the hard course first, and then we played the easy course. But I got 2 holes in one back to back on the easy course. She got a hole in one on the hard course and one on the easy course.
You did worse on the easy course. That sucks.
No, I got 2 hole in ones on the easy course. I just messed up at the end because I like hit my ball out of the whole course.
Yeah,
I
you messed
had
up at the end of the easy course and she
had
beat
one
you.
rough hole. She got like a hole in one, and I got like 5 on it.
Yeah. A lot of fog out here tonight. It's crazy.
Waiting for dinner to cook at 5 a.m. Brenner, breakfast dinner. No, I ate dinner in the morning too. New Zealand New Year's Eve fireworks and laser show. Is it already New Year's in New Zealand?
No, today ain't even the 31st. I mean, it's just now the 31st, but no. I don't think it worked like
No,
that.
there were no clowns or dragons or anything like that. It was just like real pup. It was like turf, green turf and hills and sand traps. But there was no sand.
Your son got a hole in one. Look up where they touched the sun with that one thing, with this new NASA. They said they touched the sun.
NASA
Mhm.
NASA spacecraft, the Parker Solar Strobe.
I think they shooting a big ass bomb of nitrogen and they're trying to shut the sun down and it's about to go off and try to freeze the sun and see what happens. They ain't supposed to be messing with my son.
To the
If
sun.
they getting that close, they can shoot a nitrous propelled nitrous grenade. They doing something.
The
If they
sun
getting that
is
close,
enormous. It's an enormous,
yeah,
massive ball. No, we're never
yeah.
gonna land nothing on the sun.
It's real close. They ain't trying to land it. They
Playback
trying
doesn't
to.
again. Try restarting your device. What the heck?
Yeah, they shot. They getting real close to my son. They're probably trying to act like it didn't happen.
What?
It's the Mandela effect.
They're not gonna freaking freeze the sun.
They studying it. They trying to collect melanin and see what the hell. They put melanin in computer chips now. So they trying to see how close do they got to get some pure melanin for these computers.
You want melanin for computers? Dude, what's wrong
They
with my
putting
YouTube?
melanin in computers. They put melanin in computers. It's a transduce energy. It's energy transducers. So yeah, the molecular structure for melanin 666, 6 carbon,
Molecular?
6 electrons, 6 protons.
The molecular
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah, look up. Yeah, it's 666. So that's why the melanin is really supposed to be the mark of the beast. I think that they was saying. They knew that way back when. They ain't letting you find it. I'm telling you, man.
My freaking YouTube is screwed up. Something's wrong with my computer.
Been compromised.
I
Yep, they know
deleted
you
some.
know.
Something was messing with my StreamYard, and I could never get on StreamYard with my mic. I couldn't get my mic off of something from the Elgato, so I deleted the Elgato sound card, and then I deleted another sound thing.
Yeah.
And now there's problems.
Oh my, oh my. They know you know. It's a conspiracy.
See, it's taking forever to play.
Well, NASA officially touching the sun this morning with its Park Solar Probe flying a little under 4 million miles of the sun's surface. What could this tell us? Let's bring in Leroy Chow, former NASA astronaut and International Space Station commander. Leroy, thank you so much for.
They said 4 million miles from the sun's surface. That's not touching the sun. That's 4 million miles away.
Look at that type of that's a heat blocker. That get closer to anything. It's some type of heat blocker.
That's definitely CGI.
No, that ain't CGI.
For joining us today. Merry Christmas to you. This is very exciting. This happened this morning.
Yeah, they ain't got a
and this is
camera out in
being
space
called
watching it do
historic.
that.
It's like 50 years in the making. Tell us a little more about it.
Cause that thing's moving at real
Sure, great
fast
to be on.
speed.
Merry Christmas to everyone there. Yes, this is a first on many levels. It approached the sun at a record speed of around 430 million miles per hour, or 430,000 miles per hour, which is the fastest probe that we've ever launched. It also came, as you said, within 3.8 million miles of the sun's surface. That sounds like a big distance, but if you take the distance from the Earth to the sun and compare that to a football field, you'd be about on the 4-yard line, right? So it's pretty close. So this is historic because we're studying the sun during what's called solar maximum. The sun goes through a cycle of about 11 years. Solar minimum happened about 11 years ago. This probe was launched in 2018, and so it's been able to study the transition from min to max. And the scientists are hoping that it'll actually experience a solar flare during its approach, and we can learn a whole lot more about how dynamic
being on the same football field with the sun.
Yeah, you mentioned those very hot temperatures, but I just want to put the numbers up on the screen so our audience can see. So the flyby again occurred at 6:53 a.m., 430,000 miles per hour, and the craft faced temperatures between 1,700 and 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, flying 3.8 million miles within the sun's surface. But you say that is less than a football field's length, so that is pretty darn close.
All these space Leroy, just tell us what are some of the shit, man. We don't need all this shit up in our sky.
Did you hear what she just said? She said, as you told us, that is less than a football field's length. That's not what he said, lady. Did she really say that? So now it's going to take me forever to play it.
Rewind it back. Maybe. I don't think that's what she said.
So that is pretty darn close. And Leroy, just tell us, what are some of the things that we are hoping to learn from this? I understand we're learning about coronal heating, solar wind. What else can we learn, and why is it important? What can we take away from all of this?
Well, sure. And as everyone knows, the sun is a very dynamic system. The sunspots are an indicator, or seem to be a pretty good indicator of when there were going to be solar flares and coronal mass ejections. And so this is a chance to study those phenomena up close and, further develop our understanding of what we call space weather. Space weather is the interaction of the sun and the particles, charged particles, with our magnetosphere.
And it's a pity, folks, I can't find my sound.
This is going to help us really understand better about those kinds of things that are important for space travel, for our satellites out there. A big solar flare, coronal mass ejection can definitely...
Oh, never mind. Here it is.
I believe this, but it's not that close.
Forgot you gotta scroll up.
It didn't touch the sun. But I believe
it's a conspiracy, though.
I didn't say it touched the sun. I said it got close that they're saying it touched the sun.
Yeah, that's false advertising. But if you don't think people have enough ingenuity to launch a freaking machine with sensors on it out into space, then I don't know. But
yeah,
I think
6 years before they do it. And it arrives 7 years later to pick up the information. Yeah. I think they got a pretty good...
It's just a freaking beacon. You just launch it out there. And then you let gravity do its thing. You figure out the physics and the math on it. And it just go...
They got people out here hollering it ain't no gravity. How you talking about?
Well, there's a lot of dumbasses in the world.
You ain't in the no gravity club?
No. Yeah, I'm not in the space is fake, dinosaurs are fake, flat earth, no gravity club. No.
Yeah.
This probe is not impressive. That's what
see that thing.
People are like, no way, that's real. This is fake. That's to me, it's like that's not even that impressive. I don't even care. It didn't really.
Look up this live
You
Panama
got 3
rally.
million miles away. Good job, guys.
They showing this live Panama rally with this big old naked Panamanian on top of a Trump thing.
40-yard line is
And
not a touchdown.
is it the 40-yard line or not?
It's the 40-yard line. It's not a touchdown. He said of the whole distance, if the distance to the Earth, from the Earth to the sun, was a football field, we got about to the 40-yard line. So
It's two 40-yard lines.
So they made it 60% of the way to the sun, which is not, not that impressive. I guess it is impressive because it is super. Yeah, it's impressive, but you didn't touch the sun.
Actually, it'd be more like 65, 67%.
The 40-yard line?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Are we counting the end zones?
You got to. They on the field.
Then that would make it less than 60%. That would make it, because now it's 120, and now it's 120 yards. And if you're only at the 40-yard line,
that makes it the end zone plus another. That's another 10 yards added on
they
to
really
the
just
60.
cancel each other out. It's still 60 because you're going to gain 10 from one side and you're going to lose 10 from the other side.
No, it depends on what stadium you in.
So it's still 60%. I'm on Earth doing Earth stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we all
But your tax
are.
dollars are paying for that shit. Maybe not. I don't know. NASA might be independent. Or it might still use government money out of the deficit, federal funding.
Chinese hackers breach U.S. Treasury computers. They already breached the damn Pentagon with AI.
They're going to penetrate Bitcoin pretty soon.
They need to let Trump in there early. He needs to get the bin.
He ain't got an attorney general yet. Poor Matt Gaetz.
22-year-old YouTuber dies in horrific snowstorm.
Panama City. Panama. Look up the Panama protest.
I'm not pro NASA. I'm pro Space Force. The laser war is starting, by the way. I saw some headline about
the laser war.
Yeah, the space laser war. Space satellites, lasers, drones.
Do a space laser.
They have some, yeah, but they're not the only ones. Japan's got them. China got them. Korea got them. Russia got them. America got them. Elon got them.
What you mean they warming up their reactors? What you mean it's starting as a target been hit? Is that what Putin was apologizing for? I'm sorry for knocking one of y'all planes out the sky, Uzbekistan.
No, this was something different, but yeah, that too. Maybe that was done with lasers. They got anti-plane lasers on satellites. They got.
How you call another country and say I'm sorry about knocking y'all plane out? Hey, that's like Ricky Bobby,
a young man whose very name reflected the
y'all
spirit
watch out
of
when I'm
adventure.
in autograph mode.
At just 24
we at
years
war
old,
over
Storm
here.
was a
Y'all
rising
watch out
star
when
in
y'all
the world
flying
of survival
planes in the
challenges,
Ukraine, man.
outdoor
Everybody's a
exploration,
target.
and YouTube content
Hold on a
creation.
second. I'm watching
Hailing
this
from
video.
Belgium,
27
his
minutes.
channel documented his daring solo journeys into some of the world's most remote and unforgiving landscapes. He was not only an adventurer, but a storyteller.
Damn,
Someone
he
who
only has
shared his
4.8
experiences to inspire
thousand
others to step out of
subscribers.
their comfort zones and embrace the beauty of nature.
22-year-old
But as his
YouTuber
tragic
dies in
story
horrific
reminds us,
snowstorm.
nature's
doing
beauty is
survival
often intertwined with its deadly power. It was
down
October
with camera?
2023 when Storm set out on his latest adventure, a solo survival trek through Swedish Lapland. Known for its breathtaking vistas of snow-covered forests, frozen lakes, and rugged mountains,
People need to see
Lapland
that.
is a land of extremes. In winter, temperatures routinely drop well below freezing, and snowstorms can arrive with little
Can't start
warning,
no fire in that
turning the
shit.
serene wilderness into a deadly trap. For Storm, this trip was another opportunity to test his skills, document his journey, and connect with his growing audience. His
He got
plan was
drone?
to traverse the Jokkmokk region, one of the most remote areas of Swedish Lapland,
How you get them
relying
pictures if
solely
you
on
ain't
his
have a
survival
drone?
knowledge and minimal gear. Armed with a lightweight tent, a sleeping bag, rations, and his camera equipment, he ventured deep into the wilderness. Storm shared updates with his followers and family throughout the trip. He sent videos and texts, often showcasing the stunning yet challenging environment. His confidence and optimism were evident in his messages. But as the days passed, the weather began to shift, foreshadowing the disaster that lay ahead. On October 29th, as Storm neared the end of his journey, the weather took a sudden and dramatic turn. What had been a calm, clear day quickly transformed as dark clouds rolled in and the wind began to howl through the trees. By evening, snow was falling
Survival
heavily
challenge.
and temperatures were plummeting.
You wanted to do a survival challenge.
This was
Well,
no
here you go,
ordinary
buddy.
snowfall. It was the beginning of a full-blown Arctic snowstorm. Storm, recognizing the danger, pitched his tent in the shelter of a forested area. He built a snow barrier around his camp to block the wind and recorded a short video for his YouTube followers, commenting on the worsening conditions. "It's snowing heavily here," he said in a text to his grandmother. "But don't worry, I'll survive, you know." Despite his reassurance,
I'll survive.
Storm
you know.
knew the storm was intensifying. In a final video sent to a friend, he showed his tent and gear being battered by the wind, with snow filling his shoes and backpack. He remarked, "Tonight, it's going to get worse." Jesus Christ, these would be his last recorded messages.
Dang.
As night fell, the snowstorm reached its peak. Winds exceeded 100 kilometers per hour, 60 miles per hour, creating a whiteout that obscured everything around him. Temperatures dropped to -6 degrees Celsius, 21 degrees Fahrenheit. But with the wind chill, it felt closer to -18 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside his tent, Storm faced a battle against the elements.
-18.
The relentless wind pressed against the thin fabric of his tent, which was not designed for such
0.
extreme conditions. Snow began to pile up around the tent, weighing it down and threatening to collapse it. At some
just had a
point during the
tarp.
night, the tent did give way,
He did.
either from the weight of the snow or the force of the wind. Storm, likely exhausted and cold, had no choice but to leave the relative safety of his shelter and face the full fury of the storm.
Is it worth it for the
Once outside,
subscribers?
Storm was exposed to the
No,
life-threatening conditions of the Arctic wilderness. Hypothermia set
I
in
think he
quickly.
only got to
In
like
such extreme cold,
5K.
the human body loses heat faster than it can generate it.
No, he's
Blood flow to
dead,
the
and his page
extremities is
still gonna have
reduced as the body
subscribers. Whoever
prioritizes keeping the
fighting
core
his
organs
page.
warm. Storm's fingers and
They
toes would
probably
have
got
gone
1 million
numb,
subscribers
then
now.
turned
You
painful
lose
as
a body
frostbite
on a
began to
page,
develop.
man. Just imagine
The
the numbers
snowstorm
you do.
robbed him of visibility, disorienting him
That's
as he
gonna be
tried
the
to
new
navigate
puffy
back to his
thing.
tent
Instead of
or find
rappers getting
shelter.
killed that you got
His face,
signed,
exposed to the
you
wind,
gotta start
would have been stung
taking
by
over
icy
pages of
particles,
people that's going
further
deceased.
impairing his ability to think clearly. Hypothermia also affects mental function, causing confusion,
Yeah,
poor judgment,
I'm
and
managing
eventually
5
delirium.
pages, man. They doing
As Storm wandered through the blizzard, he fell.
life skills
Evidence
challenges
suggests
out in
he
the
broke his
cold.
nose during the fall, likely hitting the frozen ground face first.
When they
Bruising
go,
on his
I
hands
got
indicates he
5
may have tried to
pages.
shield himself,
I'm just waiting on
but
them.
his
I
coordination
keep
was
sending them out.
deteriorating rapidly.
Different challenges all
In the
over.
later stages of hypothermia, the body enters a terrifying state of terminal burrowing and paradoxical undressing. Victims often seek small,
Managing the
enclosed
pages.
spaces in a desperate attempt to retain heat.
Dude got 1
At the
million
same
followers
time,
and he ain't
their
even
brain
here to
sends
receive the
false
money. Them
signals,
Jews are
making
getting
them feel
paid.
overheated.
Somebody gotta
It's
be his
unclear if Storm
beneficiary.
experienced paradoxical
Collect his
undressing,
page.
but by this point, his body was shutting down.
Put another dude
Hours
out
of
in a harsh
exposure to the
environment
storm
and say,
had taken
hey,
their toll.
can you
His breathing would have
outlive
slowed,
what he
his
didn't
heartbeat
survive?
weakening as his body temperature
film
dropped
it.
below what is compatible with survival.
So he don't just
Alone
die
in
in
the
the
snow,
cold
surrounded by
days.
the howling winds of Lapland, Storm's life slipped away. The following day, when Storm failed to check in, his family alerted
Y'all
local
know how to be a
authorities.
good
A search and
producer of a
rescue
television
operation was
show.
launched, involving
I don't think
snowmobiles
Freddie
and
knows what he's
helicopters.
talking about.
Rescuers
I'm
located
trying
his
to be a
campsite
producer
on
of a
October
television
30th,
show.
partially buried under
Oh,
deep
you
snow.
are?
Storm's body was found a short distance
For
from his
real
collapsed
life
tent.
people.
His lower legs and feet were frozen,
Losing
evidence
their
of the
life
frostbite he had suffered.
is not to
His
be
broken nose
laughed
and
at, but to
bruises
be
told a story of his
seen
desperate
as what
final
not to
moments,
do.
battling the
All these
elements in his
people
own
think they
failing
can go on
body.
Survivor
Storm DeBoe's
naked
death
and
was a
afraid,
devastating loss to his
alone,
family,
and
his
then next thing
followers,
you know,
and the outdoor community.
you got young
His
kids
final
dying off in
messages
the
to his
woods.
grandmother and friend are
This is what
haunting
they need to be
reminders of his
seeing.
optimism and determination.
The little lone wolves like this dying of hypothermia.
They see it on Survivor. I mean, sometimes I'm sure. And again, that show doesn't allow people to die. They let them nearly die, but not die.
A lot of them people, they family don't even know they missing.
Oh man. Shit. I gotta do these Legos tomorrow. It's New Year's.
You didn't put that Lego ship together?
I just got home.
No, I'm talking about the other one, the black one.
No, I haven't put it together yet.
A black one.
The first one you got.
Yeah,
you started on it, didn't you?
I started it and then I left. I started it the night that I flew out.
Oh, okay.
That was that's gray. Millennium Falcon is gray.
It's the dark Millennium Falcon. It's black and red.
Oh.
But Darth Vader is white. It's white Darth Vader. All the Jedi are evil. And all the and Darth Vader is good.
I don't think you know how to put it together.
It's already partially put together.
Yeah, you got stuck, didn't you?
No, I had to leave. I had to get on a plane. What are you talking about? The bags are sitting right there. It's in the closet.
That's one of them complicated. When I seen it was 10 and up. Age 10 and up on it. I don't think you know how to put it together.
Oh, you're telling him that he doesn't. He's like not 10 years old yet. Then incompetency.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why he had to stop.
No, I don't believe
he's
that.
stuck.
No.
Yeah, he's puzzled right now. He got to work on it.
I'm not puzzled.
He went to the airport early, thought he was going to get some Popeyes, and they was closed.
Yep. That happened too. How'd you know that happened? Oh, I said it in
That's creepy. Somebody's watching you.
I don't know. How is Popeyes not open 24 hours in the airport?
He's stalking you, Josh.
Ain't enough black people in
wow, stalking.
So there's more black people in Utah, it would be open.
I think it is a
they know
show.
y'all don't.
It's from one of them like CGI shows. There's like a CGI Star Wars show on like Nickelodeon or something, or some kids channel. It's like a Star Wars show.
Interesting.
And there's like one episode where it's like a what if episode. What if all the Jedi were bad? And Luke Skywalker was a surfer, and Darth Vader was the good Jedi.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna put it together tomorrow while I watch the ball drop.
Mm.
I don't know why they put mint in everything at Christmas time. My neighbor gave me some cookies. What are you breathing all deep in the mic, James?
Huh?
You all right? What are you doing over there?
I'm cooking. That's That's me cooking.
That's you cooking
Cooking
and like
some.
breathing deep.
He might be stirring some mashed potatoes. He's out of breath.
Well, you
with his
might
little
hear the
hand.
water. Might have heard the water running.
No,
You
you're
stirring
just
it with your
breathing right
little
at the mic.
hand. Or I could have been breathing. I was trying to use the water. I don't know. Cause I'm trying to clean off this bacon. Somehow some milk got on my bacon.
Ain't nothing wrong with milk on bacon.
No, it's not that it's on the actual bacon itself. It's on the package of the bacon. Somehow milk got on the package of the bacon.
Oh.
May have been because someone put some cocoa milk in there and it poured over in the refrigerator.
What a mess.
So, and didn't know it. Or now. Now I gotta get me a plate.
When an Xbox argument leads to a brutal murder. What's the Chipotle incident?
Cause I gotta put my plate on. My eggs on a plate.
Is this Marvel Rivals game free?
Yeah, and it's pretty good too. Me and Wally and the guys play it.
When Google Fiber launched 1 gig internet, some people said,
"What would you even do with that much speed?"
Speak played it.
This happened, I guess, yesterday. Unhinged Chipotle customer forces her way behind the counter to serve herself. Damn!
Oh,
Jesus! Who does this?
You see this, Freddie?
The altercation.
What is it?
Bro, Roberto tried to snag
This
them
large
out of the
black
food from
woman
her
ran up behind
hand,
the counter
and
at
she
Chipotle.
slapped him in the face.
And just started serving her own food.
He told the rage customer was upset because her Uber Eats order was supposedly wrong. In an online rant following the attack, the violent customer
Hey, that's something
then
like that is worth
allegedly
it.
threatened
You
to
know what I'm
stab-
saying?
wait,
I'll
what
do
does it
something
say?
like that to go
Stab
viral.
and murder the staff. Right. Yeah, for sure. She started.
Get out of jail,
comes
pay a
after
fine.
a
That's
year
like
after two
paying for
customers from South
subscribers.
Carolina
You know what I'm
brutally
saying?
attacked a Chipotle
Whatever
worker after
fine
she
and little
charged them for
misdemeanor, do
extra
your
for
little
chicken in their meal.
bullshit.
Yeah.
No probation, no contact probation. Cause I'm not a bad
There you go.
citizen anyway.
She going hog wild.
You can't charge extra for chicken.
That's it.
To a black woman.
Chipotle makes people crazy. I don't know what the
Here,
hell's
hold
going
my phone.
on.
We about to go live
Yeah,
on these
let's see if there's any
motherfuckers.
more of this.
Go to my channel.
It
No,
doesn't show
not
the
that one.
whole
The other
thing?
one. Yeah, I need subscribers on this one. We going live, y'all. We at the Chipotle, and they ain't gave me no damn
The
chicken.
employee says the woman claimed
Set it
the
off.
order was wrong and demanded a refund. However, workers say when they told her that Uber Eats
want me to
had
see what happened? You want me to do it?
refund, she
Yeah,
got
you just do it in the app. Like, this didn't even need to happen. You just say I got the wrong order, and they'll credit your account. Like, you didn't even need to. You didn't even need to do
I
this.
can't download it. I just have to play it.
upset. Walked
Because like,
behind.
you have to drive all the way over to Chipotle. Like, why would you do this? Yeah, fat rage. So you think that the reason why she got really mad is because she was fat?
the counter
Maybe.
and started making her own
Yeah.
burrito bowl.
Leslie Moreno shows us how this incident escalated fast.
Roberto Hernandez says watching the video is
wild.
triggering and traumatizing.
Yes, who does
He's
this?
traumatized.
On Saturday, he was
traumatized.
working his normal shift. out
And by the way,
That wasn't
that's
a real
way
thing.
too
He's got
much.
PTSD from getting smacked by a big black
You're
woman.
getting way too much. That's not normal. You are eating way. This is a. Talk about for No, I've been to Chipotle.
You just have to
I've
download
probably eaten
something to play
Chipotle
the
1,000
video.
times.
I'm trying to
This
download
is
this
you
game.
have to pay extra for this much.
Normal shift at the Chipotle in DC's Brentwood neighborhood when a customer attacked him.
Jesus.
The video has since gone viral with over 7 million views.
Jeez, who does?
I was mad, upset, but to me, I'm a man. I can't hit a female. So I walked away.
Hernandez says the woman ordered a burrito bowl on Uber Eats but returned and demanded a refund, saying her order was wrong. Hernandez and his manager explained refunds are issued by Uber.
You can't hit her because she weighs 300
That's when
pounds.
Hernandez says things escalated and the woman proceeded to
She'll be on
walk
Oprah
behind the
tomorrow.
counter and make herself several bowls with extra meat.
Wait.
Behind the counter and make herself several bowls
Several bowls.
with
It's
extra
called
meat.
Dr. Phil.
Oh, she loaded
It's called
up.
Dr. Phil.
She's taking all the meat. All the chicken. She's getting all
She must
the
have been hungry. She must have been crazy hungry, man. Oh, man, that's a lot. Hogs wild. Yeah, this is nuts.
She had to know that was going to
Oh,
go
my
wrong.
God.
I want to remake the whole thing. I want to mail double meat and everything. And I looked at the receipt and everything. It was not double meat.
I was about to, it was not done. So now, so not only does she want new food, but she wants more food. So it's all about her not getting enough food. This is
Never
crazy.
been to a Chipotle? I don't like the name.
No, nothing, all that.
Does this mean like
Says
spicy?
he's a loyal employee who's worked at this location
like
for
pepper?
over 2 years. He has yet to hear from corporate, but he'd like to see security inside the store. He now says the woman is threatening
And
him
let's go
online.
get a book by its cover, nada.
It's in the ghetto.
Come back and stab them and all that. I was scared.
No, they not either.
Bro, everyone in there
So let me get this straight.
is hungry.
Because they probably let her walk out with some of the food, I bet. So it wasn't enough for her. She's coming
About
back
as
for
ghetto as a
seconds.
Panda Express.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's a pepper.
She was carrying my coworkers and all that too.
In a statement
Yeah.
to WUSC 9, Chipotle said in part, "We do not condone guests who mistreat our team members. We are working cooperatively with local law enforcement and hope justice will be served."
Yeah.
Hernandez has a message for the customer.
I hope that
Man,
food was
buses
good.
are starting to run.
I hope it was good. Oh my God. And so
Okay, that's scary.
Hopefully he hears from someone from
That's
the company
scary.
soon.
I know. I'm sure they'll, I hope they'll reach out. I'm sure they'll reach out soon.
Yeah.
that's insane, man. Like, and so anyway, she goes on social media. The woman who hit the Chipotle employee for her order wrong explained why this is her explaining herself.
I'm not saying what I did was right. I said what I did was wrong.
Well, I mean, half of that statement was true. I can agree with half of it.
But I feel like I wasn't wrong to a certain extent.
She wasn't wrong. She was just hungry. At what extent is that?
Claims her Chipotle order from Uber Eats was
I'm
missing.
gonna be honest. They gotta put this bitch in jail. Like, yeah, the thing is, like, if it was just the Chipotle crash out, I would be like, who cares, right? Give her a fine, community service, move the fuck on, live your life. But you cannot go and threaten to stab and kill people because Uber Eats got your order wrong. You can't fucking do that.
Somebody just
That's
did.
crazy. That's dangerous. But Asmon,
Some
she
lady
was
got stabbed.
hungry. True.
Chicken and condiments. She says she walked to the store and asked for a refund. Employees
I don't think she walked to the store. I don't believe that.
explained
No.
refunds are issued by Uber. She then asked them to remake her bowl instead, and they refused, claiming her ticket did not say double meat.
I was mad, upset, but
Oh my-
to me, I'm a man. I can't.
What is
I
her
can't hit a
talking about
female. So I walked away.
I understand you cannot go behind the counter, but
But
I understand you cannot go behind the counter, but I had to. I
but
really
what?
wanted my food.
once my food was taken, it was like you're
Once my food was taken, they were
Uh-huh.
taking my property.
taking my property. I do
I felt
apologize.
racist. It felt racist.
Not go behind the counter, but once my food was taken, it was like you're taking my property.
This.
I do apologize. I do apologize. They didn't get the order on. They just didn't put enough meat on it.
She said no. I just like. This is insane, man. How do you do this?
My
Like,
intentions. It wasn't my intention.
How come Jesus wasn't
It wasn't
same
my
human being he
intention.
was in Mark,
they
Matthew, and
took
Luke,
her property.
What?
as he was in John?
I do apologize. I feel very bad that it had to end that way. And
That it had, bro.
What'd you say? John was
Why
written
wasn't Jesus
later.
the same?
And anyway, what's
Right.
the question? Go ahead.
Mark, Matthew, and Luke. Why was John's version of Jesus different?
Because it's 4 different unique perspectives from 4 different minds of 4 different men who had 4 different lives and saw 4 different the story 4 different ways. You would actually not expect their stories to match. If you had 4 witnesses giving eyewitness testimony on the stand and all 4 of their stories were identical, that wouldn't be credible witness testimony because you'd assume that they worked it out together beforehand.
No,
They're
that don't
supposed
That'd be
to.
sound right,
sus.
y'all. Shut your
They're not
silly
supposed
ass
to
up.
match. That'd be sus. If it all
Yeah,
matched.
If they were
right.
all
If 4
perfectly
people
That
say the
would
exactly the
be.
exact same
same, it
thing, it'd
wouldn't
be
seem like 4
suspect.
guys wrote it.
It would seem
No.
like one dude just wrote
Yep.
4 different
12
books.
people see the
I agree
same
with that.
thing on a jury all the time. Hell y'all talking about? They see the same way to convict somebody on a fucking jury every day.
So then why is it that they have times when they can't agree on it and it comes down to a hung jury? I
Yeah,
think it's what it's
very
called.
seldomly.
How do they have that happen? If they see it the same way,
Yeah,
the
very
same
seldomly.
perspective.
Because the evidence provided wasn't clear. It had to be without a burden of proof. This ain't without a burden of proof. This is all faith-based. That's why.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because later on the author even carried
Well,
it
you got to
on.
consider that each author of each book met him at a different time. They didn't meet him all at the same
No,
time.
John made Jesus miracle like he was ghostly, who performed miracles. None of them ever called him none of that. If you remember, the author Mark reports Jesus merely just asked Peter and Andrew and his brothers and Zebediah to follow him in Mark. And then later on in Luke, it said the same thing. But then here comes John saying that he ascended and all of this other stuff. It was a whole that'll make a hung jury right there. It ain't just that the accounts don't line up. It's 2 totally opposite different things. It ain't that if they all corroborated, that means they just must have made it up. What? And they all said the same thing and witnessed the same thing. That means they could have just done it together. That don't.
Yeah, they seen it from the same perspective. An atheist would have a great argument for it being false.
That's right. It's where John takes the resurrection of Jesus. That's when John was written way later, and they added the story of the resurrection, the logos.
Not way later.
Yeah.
Actually, the resurrection appears more than in just John.
John's not the only one that talks about the resurrection. There's just one.
I think Luke talked about it.
I think they all talked about the resurrection, but only
No, he's talking about the ascending. He's not the
There's only
virgin
one
birth or
where
none of that.
they see him afterwards or something like that, or I don't remember.
No, they call it John made him the Word, and the Word was God. He was there at the beginning, and all this other stuff, but nobody knew that.
Right, I've heard the argument you're making that
All right.
they added a bunch of stuff in John's so that they could match more prophecies, um, so that Jesus could be the fulfillment of the prophecy. I've heard all this before, but it's not valid. I'm not the best. I can't.
There's not a single parable in John at
The
all.
easiest rebuttal.
For
The
parables
easiest
to be all in the Bible.
The
Why
easiest
is not
rebuttal
one
is that there are
parable in
4
John?
different guys writing it over long periods of time and translations and things like that. There's gonna be differences. There should be differences. That's the easiest. But yeah, I don't know. I think you're just stretching. You're just reaching because you don't like Christians.
No, it's usually it makes you think. I'm the one making y'all think.
I ain't thinking. I never think. Thinking's for the weak.
Thank you for trying to make me think, but
You want to play chess, James?
thing is, I done thought about it.
Apostle Antonio
Time
Montana
brings
talked
in the
about.
meta.
Did I download this game or what? What's up with the game? Oh, I did. I need to figure out what's wrong with my sound card. Apostle Antonio Montana talked about giving you a first-class ticket to the resurrection. The resurrection. What did I just do? I just lost the live chat.
Hell no. How you do that?
I don't know. My computer's going so freaking slow. What is happening? I can't play this game right now. Is it plugged in? Yeah. Fully charged.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I don't know. I'm probably gonna end at 6, so like 20 minutes. And then tomorrow's Jameson Legos. I think Shane's getting Jameson. If he does, then let's go. If not, then I'm drinking beer. But
You can't do both. You can't play with your Legos and drink beer. You get too confusing.
I'm gonna play with the Legos and drink Jameson and beer. And watch the ball drop.
Dope.
New Year's, the ball's dropping.
Dope. Hopefully they have a speaker.
Trump will be speaker.
Trump can't be speaker. Musk can be speaker though. Well, maybe Musk can't be speaker because he can't be president.
Bet she's gonna be a woman. I think it's just gonna still be Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson.
It should. If Trump endorsed him, it depends on what Republicans want to say that they gonna hold their job and not get primary. Because Trump gonna send somebody at their head if they vote against him. But some of them might not care. They might see what the people think. Like, fuck Mike Johnson. He trying to raise the debt limit. We ain't for that. Hold your balls. Hold your ground. Who knows? Who cares? Run it up. As long as I get my check. Don't shut the government down for another couple months. I'll be all right.
Okay.
These stocks looking ugly, though. They don't trust the market.
I think that happens after Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
Not like this. All right. They know that the dang government gonna shut down. They just getting ready. They pulling their money. That little bump that they made after the president gained, after he gained, after he won the election, they lost that already in the stock market. It went down already. So we're back to where we was pre-Trump.
No, that's not true. Bitcoin's still like $31.
That might be one or two, but the average is down. Bitcoin's still down. It's not up over 100,000, but at the same time, the whole over stock market is down. Well, it ain't down. It's back to where it was. The bump was gone. It's still up. We was hitting historic prices, stock market highs before it jumped up again, but at the same time, we back down to non-historic highs.
Trump will get us back.
Yeah, we'll see about
Don't
that.
worry about
These
that.
tariffs. We hope so. Hey, I want my money to grow. I ain't against my money growing. I just don't want to go broke.
Turfs. Turfs? Turfs.
Whatever he's calling them. Man, you didn't pull up the Panama protest. You got to see this image.
Panama protests.
Yeah.
How am I gonna find
That's this image of Trump in the middle of the street. They got these big ass banners, and they got Trump with a Nazi sign in his mouth. They got Trump getting bent over by a Panamanian. They got all these Panamanians out in the street, and they talking about like F Trump, F Trump, F Trump, F Trump.
F Panama.
So I shouldn't go to Panama then.
Yeah. Trump posters
Based
burnt
on that.
Panama.
Yeah, it's crazy. They like, yeah, we out here and we standing with the Panamanian president.
This video is from
And
Times of
like,
India. Probably fake.
Times of India.
For real.
Panamanians Trump poster burnt. Yeah, they got him with a dang swastika in his mouth. I don't know.
He said he's gonna go down there and take it over if they don't play fair.
Trump?
Yeah, he said he's gonna take over the Panama Canal. You ain't heard?
Yeah.
How can he do that?
He said he's
That's your
taking it back.
president, man.
He said he's taking it back. We built it.
Panama.
We paid for it. We're taking it back.
Panamanian said China been over there since
China doesn't get to
Trump
run the
was in
Panama
office.
Canal anymore. We're taking it back.
Trump was in office when they got in there in 2017. China been investing ever since 2017 when Trump was in office. When they first came in Panama, they done built up all these extra ports, and now he
I
heard
think we should
reports
conquer
that
Venezuela too and take all their oil.
can't do that shit, Josh.
Why not? Not conquer
And
them, but
then
just
next
like
thing you know,
annex them.
annex them, right? Yeah, Yeah, bullies of the world will be not bullies one day. And then once you got bullies on your throat, you be like, man, they ain't treating us fair, man. They're gonna be like, when did you ever treat anybody fair? That's the only way China getting in with these places like Panama. They go in and give them fair loans and and help them pay the loans back by offering them cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? America go in, extort you for cheap labor, and give you priced out loans with a hell of interest.
Yeah, I think they're both. So they're both do the same thing, just in different ways.
No. Yeah, helping the people. One of them's helping the people there, and one of them's raping the people there. China's giving them people enough money to live off of by giving them affordable loans, and the other one's making them a victim for you to pay our government for the rest of y'all life over here in Africa for us taking your resources. So it's either gonna be like, okay, we tired of getting raped. China, what y'all got?
Did you say
Okay, and y'all gonna
retarded
help us
getting
pay out.
raped?
What?
He said retarded getting raped.
No, tired. Tired. He
Yeah,
said
tired.
tired.
Yeah, once you're getting tired of getting raped, you're gonna say, okay,
I'm
China,
getting
what you got over
great.
here? Yeah, great.
Getting
Oh, my
great.
bad.
You
I'm
gotta
getting great.
say.
I'm sorry. He thought I used two of the R words back to back. He was about to block me.
Yeah, whenever he says
Oh, you gotta
tired,
go.
tired, it sounds like he's saying tard.
Whatever.
You retired? Or you retarded? Okay. Ah.
You ain't funny. A lot of people gotta get up and go to work in the morning, Jack.
I gotta get up the next day and go to work.
On New Year's?
The day, yeah, I guess.
After New Year's.
Well, New Year's Day, yeah.
Mm.
I don't care about New Year's Day. New Year's Eve is the cool part.
He's talking about the night of New Year's.
I was almost thinking about not streaming and just going down to this club. Going to the club. Too old to be going to
Go
clubs.
to the club.
Nah.
They don't want some walking around money. They don't want some shoes.
I spent enough money.
Shit, let Gator break out before he have a mental breakdown inside.
Wait a minute, you go to the club, JS?
No.
Oh, he can't talk to you no more. That's right. He's a sinner. He's a sinner,
I haven't been
James.
to a club in like probably 15 years.
I'm gonna say you can't be going to the club now.
But I was thinking about going to the club.
What's wrong with the club, James?
Sinning happens there. A lot of sin happens
A
there.
lot of sinning.
A lot of sin. That place is full of sin.
No, sin don't happen at the club. Sin happen when you leave the club.
No, it happens at the club and
I might find my
you
future
leave.
ex-wife.
You think they be having sex on the dance floor? Is that a sin, or you
I'm
think?
trying to make babies, James.
Or you think dancing is a sin? I'm asking James how is going to the club a sin? What they be doing, dancing or listening to the music, which is a sin? Or you think they having sex on the dance floor?
Sometimes twerking is basically having sex on the dance floor.
Twerking is a sin?
Twerking, yes, that's a sin.
Yeah. Because it makes you think about thoughts. It conjures thoughts.
You're practicing having sex on a dance floor. You're basically having sex on a dance floor. They're grinding on
A
you.
woman can twerk by herself.
They
She don't even need a
grind
dude
on
to twerk.
me like you might.
Oh, okay.
They're grinding
So if
on
a
you.
woman twerk, that's a sin on you or her. Is she
Both.
lusting after you or you lusting after her?
Both.
No, just cause she twerking don't mean she give a fuck about you.
Well, she shouldn't be doing that.
That's your opinion. I mean, why what she doing making you sin and she shouldn't be making you sin?
She shouldn't be doing that, and you shouldn't be standing there.
Oh my God. So if you out there anywhere in the world and there's a row of girls and they twerking, you gonna walk around the block.
No, but if I'm at the bar and
Yeah, we could get
I'm drinking,
females.
and she
We could
comes up
get
and starts
females.
grinding on me, and if she's ugly,
That ain't what twerking is. That ain't what twerking is. A woman can twerk doing Beyonce. That's what twerking is, just a dance.
yeah,
And you
shaking your
saying that's
butt
the sin.
left and right and left,
Okay, so
making it
that part
clap,
right there is
making
a
the
sin.
cheeks clap.
Oh my God, you are retarded.
It's provide.
Y'all minds in the gutter. Y'all
It's
minds in
loaded.
the gutter. So that's
Yep.
okay.
They got
That's
like
what's up.
moms going to like pole dancing classes now. That's so weird. I don't like that.
Is that? But that's not. That's a sin too, though, right?
I don't know if that's a sin, but I don't like it.
Oh my God, a girl twerking in the club, but a chick on a stripper pole is not a sin. What the fuck are you talking about?
They say they're doing it for
You said,
acrobatics and exercise.
Oh
yeah,
my
not
God.
that they're doing it for money and they're doing it to get men to be sexually aroused. That's different.
Well, some of them do it and practice it for the husband. For the husband.
Yeah, which is proper. They're doing it for
But
the husband in the
oh
bedroom.
wow, y'all out
It
here.
don't matter then. I mean,
I know
But
what it
still, you
is.
should
The world
practice that.
fine.
came.
She should practice that in the bedroom, and she shouldn't be practicing it with a bunch of other women, a lot of whom are
I know what it
single,
is.
at the dance academy.
The world's come
Yeah.
to a bunch of men that's scared of women because usually when they with them, they relapse with them, so they figure to be not with a woman and call that shit sinful to keep themselves clean and in the light, I guess. So they just gather themselves about a bunch of men and argue about Christianity and debate instead of having a girlfriend because they can't keep themselves off of drugs when they with a woman because they lust every time she walk by. She shouldn't do that. Look at her twerking. She's making me sin. Yeah, y'all got problems, man. Y'all ain't gonna
Yeah,
never make no babies.
I just don't want to make a baby with a slut.
Yeah, standing in the house arguing about if it's immoral or not to twerk ain't gonna make you no baby.
Good then.
We're
Then I
sitting here
don't.
James said
arguing
going
about it.
to the club, if you didn't lust, you wouldn't have babies. Attraction is what the fuck make babies.
Lusting is different than attraction.
No, lust is attraction, you retard.
Nah.
You plan on fucking eventually. Your body's responding. Y'all slow.
I'm not. I have no comment. I don't know.
Y'all just slow.
Not gonna comment on that.
That's all right. They're gonna wake up and be like, "Where
I'm
we
a
got no
virgin.
kids
I'm a
again?
virgin. I don't know anything about women.
Why we ain't got no kids again?" Be like, "Oh
Wait a
yeah,
minute, Josh, you ain't no virgin,
I'm a born again
you might as
virgin.
well be."
huh?
I'm a born again virgin.
That don't work. You can't be a born again virgin. No,
Actually,
that's a bunch of
actually I have
hogwash.
a better answer. I'm a guy, and there's no such thing as a guy virgin. Virgin is a thing for girls. It has to do with the hymen breaking. There's no such thing as a guy virgin. It's not even really grammatically
Oh,
correct.
really? I thought they could be a virgin either way. I thought virgin was the idea of not having that you never had sex.
That is now, but originally the word they didn't refer to men as virgins. It was only girls that were virgins, but now guys say it too.
Right. So it's lost its original meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Makes sense. I mean, a lot of things have lost its original meaning.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be wrong if you.
They knew the boys wasn't a virgin after they done got circumcised by the priest and they done got sucked off.
What the
Like,
fuck?
oh yeah,
No
he's not no
mitzvah
virgin no
pa.
more. I did
No
his
mitzvah
circumcision.
pa. Mitzvah.
Yeah, you know what they do.
Mitzvah pa.
Gay ass.
I
That's
don't
not
think they do
priest.
that.
That's not priests. That's rabbis.
Yeah, the same thing.
No, not the same thing. Rabbis and priests are not the same thing.
Yeah, they do it too.
I don't think priests do that. Catholics don't do that. That's the
Yeah, they do.
Jewy thing.
Rabbis don't get theirs until they bar mitzvah anyway, so they don't even do it at birth. It's the priest.
What? No. Moyo.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
you know it
that's a
is.
great topic to bring up with 6 minutes left. Glad you're thinking about that a lot.
You don't want to say men couldn't be virgins. I just figured out why.
Yeah, because you're not like, I don't know. It's no different than if you friggin' have a wet dream when you're 15. Really, nothing different changes physically about you. Girls are deflowered.
Wrong. You pick up the DNA of every woman you've been with.
No, that's.
Therefore, if you are
I've
solo
heard about
DNA,
that.
you could be a
Been
virgin.
debunked. That's been debunked.
What?
That's been debunked. I don't even believe in DNA.
Well,
So the word virgin
yeah.
comes from the Latin word virgo, which means maiden or virgin. So it is for girls. Yep. Originated in a primitive era or when paternity was important for controlling land and women. Virgin is also used to describe a free woman who was independent, autonomous, and untied. So not a slave woman. In the Bible, virgin refers to a woman who has not known a man sexually. Yeah, virgin's not a guy thing. That's a fairly modern idea of male virgins. I don't know how modern. I'd probably say the last 100 years. Probably some damn commie sexual revolution nonsense. Probably from France. All right, guys, I gotta
Everything
go.
seems to be common.
It is, James. Wait till you. That's the real red pill, the commie pill. Wait till you realize it's all the damn Marxists and commies and atheists. It's not about the J words, Freddie. It's not about race.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's about ideology.
Isis was the first virgin in Greek mythology that they
Atheists
said.
And commies and Marxists versus freedom-loving, patriotic, American Christian men. That's it.
Find out to be commies. We done voted for a commie. He's doing commie shit right now, trying to annex our allies. That's the most communistic
Commies
shit.
trying to do commie shit.
Yeah, that's what the American
That's not commie.
conservatives are
That's
trying to do.
imperial. That's imperialist.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's like an imperial or something.
No, Once you become a dictator, it becomes a communistic
Not
like shoe.
necessarily. Dictator could be communist or fascist.
Yeah, exactly. But he's still a
So,
dictator. So once you take over everything, then you become a communist
and I
place.
think in some ways,
Don't get in on
that's
this subject while you
more.
try and go to bed. Y'all know what it
In
is. Y'all
some
done
ways,
voted for a
fascism
communist.
is even left, like a little left.
Yeah, actually, fascists are left,
Y'all
but they
don't know
just
what
want
the
to come
fuck
on the
y'all are.
right
Good night.
because fascist is just a form of socialism.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
so too. I think Mussolini was a little fruity too. A little fruity, Mussolini was. A little too into fashion. Jay's ain't even a race anyway. I don't know what they are. But I gotta go. I'll talk to you later, James. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow night
all right.
for New Year's.
All right. Yo,
Talk to you later.
peace.
Have a good one, JS.
Have a good night. See you, Freddie.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. I just wanted to jump on here. I got this shirt from the airport. They didn't have any larges. They had extra large or medium, and I figure I'll just get it and then keep it as like a collection piece or just a. I like to have shirts from places, not really wear it much, but I wanted to wear it once because I just got it today and it's tiny. It's a medium, just medium. If I drink less beer, I don't do New Year's resolutions. My resolution for the past 4 years has been smoke less cigarettes and drink less beers. And it's up and down. It's up and down. We're not there yet. So I'm not doing a resolution yet. But I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night. God bless. I'm gonna start at like I'm gonna try to start at like 6 or 7. And I'm gonna do the dreaded conservative show that should have been tonight, but I got my flight delayed and all that. But I have it all put together and ready. Gonna talk about my thoughts on the final experiment and flat Earth, looking at the Bible verses. Um, we got the Vivek and Elon versus MAGA, H-1B visa, work visas, how they're trashing white people. What's going on, Vivek? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a bunch of plane crashes happened over the holiday. I don't know, and I'll talk about that. Is it because more people are flying and the media wants to, I don't know, keep people afraid and keep people inside more, so they like show more plane incidents, or I don't know. But these ones weren't in America. There was no plane accidents in America. There was a Korean one and the Azerbaijan one. So I'll talk about those two. And then there was a shooting in a Phoenix airport. I'll go over that real quick. But just like holiday travel, airport drama, and then the Vivek Elon MAGA thing, visa thing, and then flat Earth. And then after that, I'll bust out the Legos and we'll watch the ball drop for New Year's. Actually, I'm behind on time, so it's gonna drop at 10 my time. 12, 11, 10. It's gonna drop at 10 my time. So I have to wrap the show up by 9. So I'm gonna probably start at 6, wrap it up by 9, and then we'll watch the ball drop. And then we'll do Legos. Thank goodness I don't need to hear about Vivek being president anymore. Yeah, that was crazy. I never would have voted for him. He just said some base things, but never trusted him. His last name's Ramaswamy. I always got to have a barrier there with a name like Ramaswamy. Okay, I got to go. I got to get some sleep. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for hanging out.